I'm on my mic. I now call the meeting of the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to the Hillsborough County Code Enforcement Special Magistrate hearing. When addressing the special magistrate, please state your name, address, and speak clearly into the microphone. If you are planning to speak during this hearing, you must sign the speakers list located at the front door for the record. Presentations by the county, respondents, and opposition must be kept to a maximum of 10 minutes each. The special magistrate may recess at 12:30 and reconvene at 1:30 p.m. to conclude business if necessary. The basic process for this hearing: your case will be announced. Ms. Rodriguez or Ms. Myers will conduct the oath of witness. Staff will present their evidence in your case. You will be allowed to rebut the evidence and explain what has occurred. I will close the hearing and announce a decision. All decisions are based on the gravity of the violation, the action taken by the violator, and violator's history. I may ask questions and allow other witness testimony if necessary. If I issue an order of compliance, it's your responsibility to notify the code enforcement officer on or before the date ordered to demonstrate that the violation has been corrected. Depending on my order, the code enforcement staff may later have to conduct an inspection to see if you complied. If the staff believes you have not complied, you will receive a notice in the mail. By law, you have 10 days to contest that notice, otherwise it will be considered correct and a lien may be filed against your property. If you have any questions, these rules are outlined in the Hillsborough County Code Ordinance and Laws, Chapter 14, Article 2, Section 14. Any person who decides to appeal the decision of the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate will need a record of the proceedings. The record is comprised of the testimony and evidence upon which an appeal is based. It is your responsibility to ensure that a verbatim record of the proceedings is made. By law, you have 30 days from the date of the order to appeal the special magistrate's decision to the circuit court. Now, before we begin, please silence all electronic devices. Okay. I approve the minutes of May 12th, 2023 Code Enforcement Special Magistrate, and also of June 23rd, 2023 red light cases. Can we have the administrative oath to the defendants and witnesses?
All county staff, please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay. Continue with the first case.
First case is item number 1 on page 1, case number CE 220-11007, Kyle D. Baldwin and April V. Harberts. The location is 2510 Linden Tree Street. This is a continuance from a previous hearing. Do you have that case right up?
I believe so.
She's not online, is she? Is Miss April Harberts online? Well, I guess we'll continue to another case because she's not online.
Okay.
Oh, what? I have to keep my computer on.
All right, we'll go with the
You
next
guys are
case.
not in front of the bus, are you? You're not in front of the bus? You need to get out. Gotta get out of the programs because, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go on to the next case because nobody's there. So we're gonna go to page 2, item 4, case number CE 22011208. Adrian L. Larson and Diane L. Rossi. The location is 2911 Thenona Sasso Road. This is a continuance from a previous hearing. Do you have that case summary?
I believe so.
Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Jonathan Siaka. I am the leasee of the property and the owner of the business that this has come about.
Do you recognize that photo as the property? Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's one. Going on for months. Little technical problem, so
That's no problem.
we have to wind up our projector. Okay, there we go.
Okay, do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, then we have Mr. Sweeney.
Good morning. My name is Code Enforcement Officer Stephen Willis, and I'm presenting this case on behalf of Officer Sweeney. The case number that we're looking at right here is CE 220-11208, and the address is 2911 Fontana-Sassa Road, 33565. And this case was initiated September 9th, 2022. It was cited for improper use of zone. According to my case notes, this is zoned general commercial, CG, and they're doing body work and painting, which requires either a CI or a M zoning at this location.
Okay, I kind of remember the case. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Roger, Magistrate, I thank you for your time in this matter. I apologize that I'm coming before you in this, that we're here at this point. I'm occupying time for this hearing, for the hearings in general. I'm just a poor businessman trying to survive, and trying to get a business going. I've lived in the district that this property is located in, along with my family and my wife's side of the family, and we're all citizens of District 4, which this is in. And so we've looked at the property for a long time. And depending on how this goes, the small business that I am, it's a make or break of my business. So I may be filing for bankruptcy, depending on what the just ruling of this hearing is. I have 4 points that I want to make just briefly. First of all, Mr. Sweeney was very respectful and circumspect of his and professional in his duty of coming to me and saying this. We had just a couple of encounters. The first one was, hey, you're not allowed to do body work. There was kind of some question of one way or the other, if I could. He explained to me that I could have done this a long time, but you know that in so few of words that they're not a in reactive, they're a reactive policing service, not a proactive. And so because somebody gave an anonymous claim is why he has come out. He asked me, do I do body work? And that is my trade. I'm in the collision business. If you look at what the county calls the property, it is zoned as an auto repair garage, which if you go into your definitions, there is no clear definition of what a body shop is. The only time I could find anything is that it says all major auto repair except auto body and painting. But in your own definitions, it doesn't give a definition of what auto body painting is. So it's a little vague in that respect. Now, the state of Florida does have a definition of what an auto repair garage is in their definitions. So the state law says that an auto repair garage is any shop that does the plethora of auto repair, including auto body and repair. So Hillsborough already recognizes it as an auto repair garage. That's one point I would like to make. Number two, it's very vague, very vague. And so when Mr. Sweeney first approached me, you know, this is my livelihood. This is how I've been doing this for 30 years. And so I looked it up, and just me with Google and with Hillsborough code and knowing what he said, there are, in an hour, I found 10 other shops that are operating the same way. 2 of them are multi-million-dollar, multi-state corporations, and they are zoned in the zoning that I'm in, not C1. And so that's number 2 point I'd like to make. And number 3, as I researched it, now he came back out, you know, he had to look it up. And so he said, hey, you can operate, you know, until I come back and let you know, yes or no, you can. And so a few weeks went by. That's another thing I want to say is once he came to me the second time and said, hey, you cannot do body work here. I have not performed any body work at all. My license allows me to do mechanic work also, but once that day came, it's not what I do. I kind of became a mechanic shop because my Florida license also allows me to do mechanic work, which has been a disaster, I must say, because I'm a body man. So I had to take on a partner, and I haven't found a worthy guy. So I'm really just trying to survive. So he comes back out the second time, and I say all this to him again. He reiterates that, sorry, look, you could have operated for 10 years. You are not, this is such a low priority, we would have never messed with you. All the shops that you mentioned, apparently that's the case, but somebody complained on you. Now, that's another third point that I want to make. And again, I'm just a citizen, but from what I understand, if somebody is going to make a code enforcement claim, it can't be anonymous, which he does say it's an anonymous thing. And so I can't even question them about what they say. I'm sure y'all have in the notes what it is. Now, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I know people that paint that have asthma. And I mean, they work in the body shop. And so, but apparently there's some statute that says code enforcement can't react on an anonymous tip. So that's my other point that I'd like to make. And really, you know, my livelihood depends on the just ruling of this court. I ask that you consider all of these, and at the very least, allow me to, one more point. People will say, Greg, just move just go to another place. Just, go to a little garage like you've done all this time before and just, I have $50,000 of my money invested. So I'll honor this ruling however it is. And like I said, depending on what it is, a business, a livelihood of a citizen of the county, just a few blocks from where this place is, may very well have a ruined life and a bankruptcy on his handle. But I will honor whatever y'all say. Thank you.
Okay, question to the officer. Is this in improper zone?
According to my notes and then researching what Officer Sweeney provided, then it is an improper zone. It's just cited, or the zoning is for auto repairs only, and it excludes the body work and the painting that's done on site. So,
Okay, you're doing both body work and mechanical work.
Sir, my profession is body work. Now, the place, my true intention is to, I've done that my whole life, and I've looked at the place for the past 20, 30 years. I've been looking at it saying, wow, that would make a nice body shop, and I could sell cars off of it. So even though that's what I do, the body shop was the means to pay to turn it into a dealer, to have a dealer's license. I'm halfway through the process. I'm a new business, and I was just starting to show a profit when Mr. Sweeney came around and
Okay.
dropped this on me.
Question again to the officer. Does he have to put in a request for a different zoning in order to do body work?
from my understanding of the code, he would have to put in a request for zoning that allows him to do the body work and the painting.
And
If I may say one more thing, Your Honor, when I've been looking at the place for a long time, and like I said, this has been a dream. This is what I do. And so there have been businesses come and go, and I have seen a body shop. I have seen heavy duty painting, sandblasting, commercial type painting on the property. So when, again, I did a little research, and according to the code, it says CI, although the loophole here, or the caveat is that it is already zoned to be an auto repair garage. The Hillsborough thing has the building as that. And so, and like I said, since there's vagueness in the Hillsborough code, I'm sorry to say, I was just under the impression that you have to look on to the Florida law. And so the Florida, since there's no definition of what an auto repair garage is in Hillsborough, there is one in the state of Florida that says an auto, I'm going to ad lib here a little bit, but an auto repair shop is any shop that does all major mechanic work. And it doesn't say including painting and body. It just says painting and body work and the like. And so major auto repair, if any of y'all are familiar, I'm not speaking, everybody has been in an accident. And if you think about it, because of your laws, a lot of the shops, that's why they're located next to a nudie bar, which I gotta say, y'all have a definition of what that is. Not a body shop, but an adult nightclub, a cannabis, a curb, a tree, a house, a
Okay,
dwelling,
Okay,
but there's no,
Okay,
okay.
Mr. Magistrate, Terry Converse, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. So the case was continued because I believe he was asked to apply for a variance to have the zoning change. Is that correct? Is that what you were asked last time?
all I was told, according to the last
Hold
one.
on,
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm asking him. I'm asking him.
I
That's fine.
apologize.
okay.
No, that's fine. You should have been asked to contact Development Services about having the zoning
The order-
changed or clarified. If you haven't talked to anybody down there, then, you know, I can tell you that the definition that you're talking about in comparison with state statute is, it has nothing to do with the definitions that Hillsborough County has. It's based on zoning, and the zoning regulation is very clear. So you needed to contact somebody in the zoning department to find out, one, if you can do what you're doing, and two, to determine if you do need a variance for that property to change the zoning, no matter how minor that might be. It has to go through their channels, and it has to be approved by them. And then this case goes away. But I don't know how long ago it was that you were here, but I can tell you that it sounds to me from your statement that you've not contacted anybody else within the county. Is that correct?
Only with everything that I've presented, has all of these have been answered by county employees that I have talked to.
Do you know specifically?
Number two, or if I may, the last thing, all it told me to do was take down all signage related to a body shop.
You should have been speaking with somebody about the zoning of the property, not the signage, not the definitions.
Number three, I have, again, when all this was dropped on me, it was one of the first things. And like I said, very professionally, it's what Dennis said, although I'm a poor man. And from what I understand, it's $10,000, and it's probably still a no. And so this is the poor, I mean, forgive me for wasting your time, but I'm already in the hole $40,000, and I can't afford another $10,000 for them to come back and tell me no. Secondly, I've lived here a long time, and when you know, in other words, from what I gathered from the landlord, it was grandfathered in, and it's a place that, and the reason I have no reason to doubt him is because I've been looking at it for 20 years, and I've seen a past body shop. I've seen my whole family could attest to it. Anybody that lives in the area. It had a industrial paint business where they were sandblasting, spraying right outside, in the open.
Okay, we're talking about your location.
I am,
Exclude any other location.
so,
Talk
but,
about your location.
so when the landlord said, hey, it is zone CG, but it's grandfathered in because it has been multiple,
That's
I
the
had
land-
no reason to
That's
doubt
the-
him.
That's the landlord told you that. Did you talk to zoning?
I
Did you
knew,
talk to zoning?
no,
You
sir.
relied on a landlord, right?
I relied on my experience in the location for the last 25 years.
Neither of that qualifies, so. Are you still advertising? Are you still,
No, sir. No, sir.
that sign is gone?
The sign is down, yes, sir. Now, this is the legal name of the business, so I can't get rid of the collision. I mean,
Okay, all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I will continue the case for 90 days. But I'm telling you right now, you need to go to zoning and get a clear definition. They're the experts. All right, not anybody in the county, zoning. Okay, and if you have to go through the process of rezoning, you come back in 90 days and show that you're making progress along that line, I'll consider things. But right now, I'm not.
yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue the case to our November 9th hearing, okay? Now, it's up to you. You know, can't go by your experience, can't go by your landlord's experience. You need to go to zoning and get a clear definition and show that you are making progress along that line. If they don't go, if you don't, sorry, you know,
Clear.
we're all trying to make a living here.
A clear definition of, go to zoning for a clear definition of,
Body and mechanical.
I would say, Mr. Magistrate, the CG zoning specifically, because it does exclude paint and body. So vehicle repairs are different from paint and body. So you need to get a clarification on the CG zoning, and then when they tell you that it is prohibited, then they're going to give you the options of what you have to do. And that's what you're going to have to follow through on, because if you don't, There's nothing we can do. We can only find you in
So-
violation of Hillsborough County ordinance.
Yes, sir. I understand that. So as I mentioned, just in my own research, there are 10 other body shops.
That's
There is,
immaterial. That's it. We're talking about your body shop.
I mean, they are million-dollar corporations and they are
Did you hear what
zoned
I said?
CG.
Did you hear what I said? It's your property, your business there. I don't care what's going on in the other neighborhood, okay?
That's kind of anti-American, I think. I mean,
That's enough.
how can a
Right,
Gerber,
wait.
how can Gerber just have a body shop and break the law? And y'all are leaning on the little guy.
Enough.
How can Joe Hudson?
Enough.
90-day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're continued to November 9th. Okay, and if you come back, hopefully you give me a success story.
I have to file for bankruptcy. I'm out of money.
Sorry about that.
Next case is on page 3, item 5, case number CE 2300771, Catherine Colleen Badette, Paul E. Badette, and Suzanne Badette. The location is 407 Cranberry Lane. We have service and someone is present. Good morning.
Good morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Name and address, please.
Catherine Colleen Badette Lanier, 407 Cranberry Lane.
Do you,
Miami, Florida.
okay. Give us a moment to change the picture.
Morning.
Oh, there it goes.
Morning.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Thank you.
Hey, officer.
Good morning. My name is Officer Stephen Willis with Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I'm presenting this case on behalf of Officer Charles Harwell. Case number is CE 2300771. The address is listed as 407 Cranberry Lane, and the owner is listed as Catherine Badette, Paul Badette, and Suzanne Badette. This case was cited for accumulations and also for overgrowth. The overgrowth was initially complied in February 28th, 2023, but then it was recited again, and Officer Harwell is requesting a remain in compliance as of March 7th, 2023.
So you're saying that the accumulations is in compliance
No, sir, the accumulations, there's still items there in the photos that you'll see.
and the overgrowth is,
And the overgrowth you'll see is around like the base of the vehicles and on the side of the home there.
okay? Yes, ma'am.
So I live there with my whole family. My 3 children, they're special needs. My dad was there when the original citement was there. He is now transferred to a skilled nursing facility. My mom was placed in a skilled nursing facility. My husband had a stroke in March, so it's all me, taking care of the 3 kids and taking care of the house. So I do apologize for the overgrowth. I'm trying to get it under control. Some of the accumulation we have gotten rid of, but I'm the only one working in my house. So I have to work and then come home and try and do something. There was a few things that I didn't know that could be done, and the officers told me a couple weeks ago that could be done. It is on me that I haven't done it yet because I've been working so much. So I do apologize for that. I just need a little bit more time.
How old are your kids?
15, 10, and 4.
Do you ever hear a delegation?
I have, but when they're special needs, they're a little challenged. They're autistic, so they're on the spectrum. So certain things they don't understand just yet, but trying.
Okay, officer, how many times have you communicated, or do you know?
I myself have not communicated with her, but I know there have been 7 site visits and there's been, I believe, contact 3 times.
3 times? How much time are you looking at?
I'm hopefully at least 2 months, but whatever I can get, and I'll try and do my best.
You know, as far as accumulations, just getting rid of it. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, as far as overgrowth, looks like a weed whacker would take care of most of that.
Yes. My husband is losing his sight on top of everything, so he went out the other day and he overdid it, and he weed whacked a whole bunch of stuff down, trying to show my oldest one how to use the weed whacker. The mattress will be going. It's on the back of the truck. The igloo is something that we used to put out for Christmas every year. So that's a little harder to get rid of. Because we were known as the Christmas house.
Officer, what do you think? 60 days is, I think,
Yeah, 60 days is fair.
is
Yes,
60 days okay with you?
yes, sir.
Okay. All right, I rule in the case of CE 23000771. Based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the action taken by the violator's history, I grant you 60 days to come in compliance. If the compliance is not achieved by that time, a fine of $200 a day will be assessed. So it's up to you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case.
Next case is on page 6, item 12, case number CE 23001596. Mainrad J. Jagrup Jr. The location is 121 Geese Trail Circle. We have service and someone is present. Good morning.
Good morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name and address for the record, please.
Minrad Jagrup Jr., 100.
Can you speak louder into the mic?
Minrad Jagrup Jr., 10021 Geese Trail Circle.
What's your relationship?
He's the owner.
The owner?
The owner. Okay, I can't hear you.
The owner?
Okay. You can get on your knees and lower it, or you could just,
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, officer?
Good morning, Officer Guy Carter, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I'm here today presenting case 23001596, located at 10021 Geese Circle Trail, Sun City, Florida 33573. Property is zone PD, owner occupied and not in foreclosure. This case was initiated on February 9th by this reporting officer. While on routine patrol, I observed a Ford pickup truck parked in the driveway of the listed property without a registration tag. On February 28th, I conducted an inspection and observed the truck still unregistered. A door hanger was left with instructions to register or remove the truck. There's been a total of 6 site visits. The last one conducted July 6, 2023, where I observed the truck still unregistered. As of this date, there's been no contact made between myself and the owner.
Okay, your turn.
Yes. I mean, it's a fully working truck. Nothing's wrong with it. It's fully operational. It's just I don't need to drive it right now. I have another vehicle, a work vehicle that I'm driving. There's no need to drive the vehicle. That's why it's not registered.
Well, all you gotta do is put a current license on it and it makes it legal.
What current license?
Florida state, Florida license plate.
Right, but I had to buy a new license plate or whatever. So
Well, the fine would be a hell of a lot more than that license plate cost, I guarantee you. No excuse.
Roger, he needs to know, it has to be tagged and operational on the roadway. If you have room in your garage, and you put it in your garage.
right, I don't have room in my garage to put it.
I don't have another solution unless you store it somewhere in a storage facility. But it has to be part of, alleviate the inoperable vehicle status is it has to be roadworthy, and that means you have to drive it down the road legally, and that includes
Right,
tagging
it's
the
not
vehicle.
driving at all. It's just parked in the
I know,
driveway.
yeah, but I think you understand what I'm saying. You need to have a tag on it. It has to be currently registered.
Yes, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
It's just, I didn't see the need for it to be registered if I wasn't using it.
Officer, how much time do you think?
Well, in lieu that this initiated in February, I would say 2-3 weeks, maybe 30 days the most.
I'm surprised that, looks like a nice neighborhood. Usually is there an HOA there?
Yeah.
Did they bother you? HOA? Oh.
No, not about the truck, no.
I was surprised I didn't hear from the owner. As I said, I left the door tag.
I've
And
been
I-
out of town for work for about 2 months at that time, so
Okay, but someone took the door tag down.
yes, but it wasn't me who
Okay.
was
I'm just
there.
saying, I thought I would hear from someone. We could have, I could have let you know exactly what the board just told you, and you could have had time to work on it at that point,
Right.
but I didn't hear from anyone.
Okay. I rule in the case CE 23001596 that based on the evidence presented, I find a property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and ordinances as presented. I further, as listed in staff presentation, further, based on the gravity of the violation, the action taken by the violator, violator's history, I grant 30 days to come in compliance. Compliance not achieved by the time, a fine of $200 a day will be assessed. So you got 30 days, get it registered, move it, and you'll be okay. You can call the officer when you get a tag on it, you come out and check it out, and then the case will go away.
Okay,
Okay?
all right,
Thank you.
all right, thanks.
Next case.
Next case is on page 7, item 14, case number CE 230000920. The Terry D. Hahn Trust, location is 512 Highland Avenue. We have service and someone is present.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sir, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Please state your name and address for the record.
It's Chris Hahn, 3904 Broad Street, Sefner, Florida.
And what is your relationship to this case?
Terry's my dad.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Well, I got the photo. Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Officer Dave Jones, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. Here today for case CE 230000920. Owner is the Terry D. Hahn Trust, located at 512 Highland Avenue, Sefner, Florida, 33584. Property is not in foreclosure. First inspection was done on January 26, 2023. The current violation is inoperable vehicles. I have not come in contact with the property owner until today. Conducted my final inspection on June 27th, 2023, where I did these photos.
Yes, sir.
It was a rental property, but it's all cleaned up now. I got my pictures.
You say it's operable now?
Yep, the property's cleaned up.
With pictures, we can't.
So you got wheels on the trailer? Okay. The property, yeah, it was cited for accumulations in the past, which that has been complied. The only thing that we need is just wheels on the trailer to make it operable, and then we can comply that. That's the only violation that remains.
Inoperable vehicle, that's that trailer. That's what you sir? Is that what you're being
I
said?
take them off so nobody can steal it. So I just leave the tires off, but I can put them back on.
and have it registered as a,
It's registered, yeah, it's got a tag.
okay. Would that be acceptable?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how many days it takes to put the tires back on?
Today.
Today? Okay. I rule in the case CE 230000920. Based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and ordinances as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the action taken by the violator, and the violator's history, I grant 7 days to come in compliance. Compliance not achieved by that time, a fine of $200 a day will be assessed. Get with the officer, he'll come out and verify that, and then we'll be in compliance.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Next case is on page 8, item 18, case number CE 230000272, CB1 LLC. The location is 3315 East Bloomingdale Avenue. We have service and someone is present. Good morning.
Good morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Your name and address, please?
Chuck Falk, and it's 1418 Bloomingdale Avenue, Valrico, Florida.
And you are,
One of the owners of the property that was cited.
thank you. Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Well, I just wanted to explain, there was confusion. That's not our property. That's adjacent to our property.
That you say that that is not the property.
That's the property that was cited, but that's not our property. But we got the notice.
So the entrance of the property, this property is adjacent. There's an easement where you enter in, which belongs to them, and then the property is right next to each other. The property itself that's shown in that photo, I believe, is 325 Bloomingdale Avenue. So this came to my attention yesterday. It's the first time I made contact with this gentleman was 2 days ago, and the aerial view of the property is for 325 Bloomingdale. But the violations of accumulations and overgrowth exist at 315 Bloomingdale Avenue.
Okay, so you can't identify that as your property, but can you identify the fact that what the officer said about it being the property that's adjacent, even though
It's a
not?
wooded area with wetlands.
So
Our property.
the complete entrance to the property is overgrown. There are 2 mailboxes, and as you go into the property, it's completely overgrown as you drive in. And then you have the accumulations and outside open storage, which bleeds off of 325 onto 315. So there's still violations existing at 315. I will cite 325 Bloomingdale Avenue next week, but there are existing violations at 315 Bloomingdale Avenue.
I believe if you just disregard the photograph of the home, he should utilize the lot that you see in the picture now as the location. So we have the right address, we have the right ownership. It's just the picture that he put in was incorrect. But the following photographs will properly identify the property and the violations.
Okay. Do you agree with those pictures?
Can I show you the map where the wetlands are at the entrance?
You can submit it, yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, yeah, please have. We want to do what is the proper thing to do if we're cited for something. We just need to know what to do.
Okay, go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I said, we want to do the proper thing to do. We just need to understand what's required. Because we felt with the pictures, we didn't know how to react. If we need to do some mowing or something like that, we need to know what to mow, what to clear. I don't think we can go in and clear the wetlands. I think I'd be in front of
Okay,
Hillsborough
well,
County for
you've got
something else.
outside open stores right there.
Sir,
You got outside open stores.
that's not me.
That's not you.
No, sir. That some gentleman's running a roofing business out of a residential area.
All right, we're
We're sorry for your inconvenience,
That's
sir.
okay.
We're pulling your case. They're pulling the case. We'll get it corrected.
Okay, we'll do what's right.
No,
just
thank
let us
you.
know.
Thank you for bringing it to our attention.
Okay,
it's, case is dismissed.
okay, thank you, sir.
We need to go back to the beginning of the agenda. Item number 1, case number CE 220-11007, Kyle D. Baldwin and April V. Harberts. The location is 2510 Linden Tree. This is a continuance from a previous hearing. Do you have that case right up?
Yes,
Ms. Harbert?
Hi, yes. So sorry. I had issues getting into the meeting this morning.
Can you please raise your right hand?
Yes,
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
yes, ma'am.
And please state your name and address for the record.
April Harberts at 2510 London Tree Street in Sefner, Florida, 33584.
And do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Donald K. Bowling, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. As previously stated, this is a continuance to allow the respondent the ability to settle with the insurance company and get the roof repaired. There have been 6 visits since the beginning of this case, the last being yesterday. The roof is still not repaired. I checked and I saw no permits being pulled for roofing.
you say no permits?
Sir?
No permits have been pulled?
No.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Hi, yes. Actually, a permit has been pulled. Kirk, if you look in our chat there, I did send it to you. That is what our contractor pulled the permit for. It's due to begin on the 24th because it took a little time for us to settle and receive the funds from the insurance company. But we did settle and get the funds, and we are scheduled with the contractor company to have them come out on the 24th to begin the repairs on the roof.
You have a contractor coming out to put a roof on when?
Correct. The 24th in 10 days of July.
July.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, okay, that's fine. All right, I move in the case CE 220-11007, that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation, further based on the gravity of the violation.
I'm sorry. I want to do the right thing here. Let's continue the case. If she has a permit, let's continue the case, give it the chance to correct the problem.
Well, same thing if I set up a duration of time.
But then we ask for a lengthy one then.
Huh?
We ask for a lengthy time then to give them the opportunity to.
Well, there again,
complete
she
the work.
said that in 10 days, they're going to be putting a roof on. So,
Okay. 60 days.
I hate to her to come back. That's the problem.
No, we're asking, set it for 60 days.
Uh,
Set the time period for 60 days.
Okay. All right, well, we'll go ahead and change that then. All right, we'll continue the case to our November 9, 2023 hearing, okay?
The other people are here.
Yes, sir.
As soon as the roof's on there,
Stuff is here.
give the officer a call.
Okay.
And we'll get you in compliance, okay?
I will, definitely. Thank you very much.
That's not mine, John. Okay,
So who's here?
okay. All right,
It's
next
the one
case.
she showed me. Okay, I don't know. Sorry. Number 2? Is it heads up? Number 2 on the agenda? 22011208? That's, oh, no, that's not, no. It's 7845. Is that right? Okay, and they're here? Okay, then we won't call it. Next case is on page 9, item 19. Case number CE22.
Excuse me, may I ask a question?
Somebody please turn your mic off.
Why am
Why am I talking? Oh, sorry. Okay. So item 19, case number CE22014807, Stephen G. Stanley and Cynthia A. Stanley. The location is 12007 Anderson Drive. We have service and someone is present. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Name and address, please.
Cynthia Stanley, 12007 Anderson Drive, Riverview.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, and do you recognize that photo as the property?
Unfortunately, yes, I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Magistrate. I'm Supervisor Leslie Wayman with Hillsborough County Code Enforcement.
I think you're gonna pull the mic closer.
There you go. Can you hear me now? I apologize.
That's better.
I'm Supervisor Leslie Wayman with Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I'll be presenting this case on behalf of Code Officer Alan Watson. I have personally inspected the property. The property is located at 12007 Anderson Drive in Riverview. The property is owned by Stephen and Cynthia Stanley, and it is zoned AS1. The property was first inspected by code enforcement on December the 12th of 2022, with a total of 7 site inspections, including my recent inspection yesterday, July 13th, 2023. During the initial inspection, the property was cited for 4 code violations, which remain as of yesterday. Accumulations consisting of scrap metal, discarded household items, broken auto parts, and just some miscellaneous junk, trash, and debris. Inoperable vehicles. There's a flatbed trailer that's missing wheels and tires, and there's numerous motorcycles in various states of disrepair. Outside open storage of tires and auto parts, and a lot of scrap metal. And improper use of zone. We understand right now that the property is being used as like a junkyard, auto salvage type, and it's zoned agriculturally zoned. So obviously they cannot be doing these types of activities. Contact has been made with the owners by Officers Zalba and Officer Watson. And they spoke with a gentleman at the property named Jason, I believe to be maybe the owner's son.
Correct.
If I recall reading it correctly. And it was reported that the son does mechanics as a hobby. And so this is apparently is why this has become the issue with all the outside open storage and the violations. So those continue as of today, I'm sorry, as of yesterday during my inspection. Thank you.
Okay.
I guess I'm here to throw myself on the mercy of the commission. The beautiful results you see in the photo are the result of my adult son and his hobbies. My husband and I are the owners of the property. And I'll try not to get emotional. Please forgive me if I do. We're both elderly and have health conditions. My husband has Alzheimer's and is no longer able to take care of the beautiful yard that we once had. We've been taken advantage of, unfortunately, by our own son, who does live with us as well as his children. We have 3 generations in that home, and that's not the issue. The issue is Jason cannot get a job because Jason has a domestic violence charge on his record. He's been refused by multiple companies as far as his employment is concerned. The charge was bogus. He does not have a conviction for domestic violence, but he can't get a job because of that record. So he has a hobby of rebuilding motorcycles. And I never knew this was getting so bad because between my husband and myself's health conditions, I don't even rarely go outside. I rarely leave the house. We've told Jason over and over again to get the mess cleaned up. We have a limited income. We're both on a fixed income, so it's not like we can afford to hire somebody to come out and do this job. We currently have no vehicle to be able to assist in removing these products. Thanks to Jason, he totaled that one back in October. So I fully understand the violations, and we recognize and agree to, yes, there are violations, and I'm here to request a continuance to give me more time to beat it into his head and to make sure that he does the right thing by his parents, not only by the commission. And I appreciate your consideration.
Well, based on the mere fact that the first violation was stated on December 16th of 22.
It's been over 6 months. Yes, sir. I understand that.
And nothing's been done.
I can't say that nothing's been done because some things have been done. It just doesn't look like it. Because he's got it scattered from 9 ways to Sunday. And we're much at the mercy of this situation because there's not a lot that my husband and I can do personally to physically rectify the situation. All I can do is try my best to continue to get Jason to do it and get my older son to come in and help. I have no excuses, sir, other than my age, my health, and my limited income, and my disrespectful son.
Well, he's going to have to be respectful because, something's got to happen.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Yeah.
If I could get a continuance, I know it's been 6 months, and I know that should be sufficient time to get things done. But Jason has been hospitalized. His father and I can't really do anything, and he's ill again today.
I sympathize with you, but, officer?
Observed yesterday, things are moved. And like she stated, I think that there's no real life health safety issues. I mean, it's definitely a nuisance because it attracts rodents and snakes and things like that. But, at least maybe start with giving her 60 days, I think would be a good start. And at your discretion, if there's progress in 60 days, maybe we can evaluate the situation and, see what it's like at that time.
Okay. All right. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and give you a 60-day continuance, okay?
Yes, sir.
And they're going to do an evaluation. When you come back in 60 days, if I want to see progress.
Yes, sir.
Okay? If you have to get rid of your son, get him. You got to get that cleaned up. If I was a neighbor, I would really be.
And I'm sure my neighbor probably was the one that complained.
Well,
but
regardless, that's baloney. Okay?
Yeah.
60-day continuance, okay?
Thank you, sir.
That'll be to our September 15th hearing.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you. Thank you, officer.
Okay, officer?
Yes, sir, thank you very much.
Next case is item 20 on page 9, case number CE 23000126, Byron A. Barnes and Paige M. Anderson. The location is 10414 South Salisbury Street. We have service and someone is present. Morning.
Morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Name and address, please.
Byron Burns, 10414 Salisbury Street, Riverview.
Okay, officer.
Do you recognize that photo as the
I'm
property?
sorry.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Magistrate. My name is Supervisor Leslie Wayman. I'm here on Code Enforcement Case CE 23000126 at 10414 Salisbury Street, Riverview. I'm presenting this case today on behalf of Code Officer Alan Watson. The property is currently owner occupied by Paige Anderson and Byron Burns. The property is zoned PD. The property was first inspected by Code Enforcement on January 10th of 2023 with a total of 6 site inspections, including my recent inspection yesterday on July 13th of 2023. The property currently has 3 code violations. Accumulations, which consist of plastic paint cans, PVC pipes, and trash bags. Fence violation, there are slats, wooden slats missing around the property. Inoperable vehicles, that Toyota Tundra, the pickup truck, the tires are flat on the truck. It's my understanding that Officer Watson has been in contact with the owner, and so has Officer Zalva. So as of yesterday's date, violations remain.
Yes, sir.
Well, they have given me plenty of time to get stuff done. I'm have a traumatic brain injury, and I'm being treated for PTSD by a psychiatrist. And I struggle to get certain things done. It takes me extra time to get anything done. And I have, there's a van that's operable that you would see in the first picture. I've actually taken one out that wasn't, and it's gone, but I replaced it with another one that is. I still have the Toyota, of course, there. That vehicle on the left-hand side right there works fine. And I'm currently working, cleaning out the garage. That's why there's so much stuff out in front of it right now. And it just takes me forever. I get seriously distracted, super easy, and it takes me a long time to get things done that most people would find quite easy. But I've got one vehicle taken out. I'm going to push that Tundra inside that fence. You won't be able to see it from the other side of the fence. I'd like to get that worked on, and then I can replace those slats. I was going to put a new fence up, but monetarily, it's not going to happen right now, so I'm going to have to repair the fence.
All right, so how much time are you asking for? This
Need a
has been
couple
going
weeks.
on for 6 months.
That's more than enough. I mean, I just need a couple more weeks. I have a power of attorney that takes care of all my paperwork for me and everything like that. I'm probably just going to have to reach out and get some help to keep me on track to get that done, but I just need a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, you say?
Yeah, it's not super repairing this. I wanted to put a new fence up, but like I said, it's right now, I just can't afford it.
So you put the slots in?
I could put the slats in and straighten up the fence that's kind of slagging. This was the hurricane.
The accumulations will be gone.
Yes,
You need an operable vehicle.
yes,
So 30 days would do fine, right?
absolutely.
What do you think?
I just want to bring to his attention that if the tires on the Toyota, on the truck, are inflated, that will comply the conditions.
Okay,
By simply putting it in the backyard is not part of the ordinance. It has to be an enclosed structure, which is like a garage or something.
okay. I can bump tires up. I've done it
Okay.
so I could kind of move it a little bit, you know. He's new rear end. And it's just,
You're gonna have a current license plate on it,
okay.
okay? All right. I move in the case of CE 23-000-126 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of the violation, the action taken by the violator, violator's history, will grant 30 days to come in compliance. Compliance is not achieved by that fine, by that time, a fine of $200 a day will be assessed, okay?
Thank you.
When you get it all done, give the officer a call,
Okay.
and then she'll get you in compliance.
Thank you, I will.
Next case is on page 10, item 21, case number CE 23001330, Zarko Melton. The location is 1101 Canal Street. We have service and someone is present virtually.
Good morning. This is Arko Malitin.
Okay, can you please turn your camera on?
Yes, absolutely. Give me just a second, please.
And is there someone else that is here for this case?
Yes, I have my team here, Alex and Harry, who have been in touch with the code enforcement officers as well. But I will be speaking on my behalf.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And please state your name and address for the record.
Zarko Malitin, 1101 Canal Street, Ruskin, Florida, 33570.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
That is my property.
Okay, officer.
Mr. Magistrate, good morning. I'm here for case number 23001330, 1101 Canal Street. Supervisor Leslie Wayman with Hillsborough County Code Enforcement, and I am presenting this case on behalf of Code Officer Alan Watson. The property is located at 1101 Canal Street in Ruskin, and it's owned by Mr. Zarko Malitin. The property is zoned RSC 9. And in the property appraiser, it's listed as being owner occupied. However, code enforcement determined that the property owner actually does not live there at the property. So a homestead violation has been reported to the property appraiser on this, and this will come into play shortly later on in my testimony. The property was first inspected by code enforcement on February the 6th of 2023 with a total of 6 site inspections, including my recent inspection on July 13th, 2023. On the initial inspection, the property was cited for 7 code violations. Currently, we have 5 code violations that remain at the property. Accumulations, which are tires, tree limbs, and miscellaneous junk, trash, debris throughout the property. Electrical wiring, interior and exterior outlets need plate covers. There's also an exterior outlet pulled away from the main dwelling. It's been pulled away from the main wall. It's not, is it? Yes, thank you. Roofs and parts thereof. The soffit is missing from the roof above the porch. Windows and exterior doors. A window is missing on the main dwelling. It was the picture that was showed with the window being boarded up. Yes, that one. And the accessory dwelling non-conforming. So the shed is being converted into a dwelling. What's happened in this case, it's this photograph right here that you're looking at, sir. In addition to code enforcement citing the property, code compliance is also involved. Investigator Rick Finley from Code Compliance has also cited the property and placed a stop work order. What the property owner will need to do is, because he does not live there and it's not homesteaded, he will have to get a licensed contractor in the state of Florida to pull the necessary permits for residential building alterations. And that's specifically for that accessory dwelling. Right now, when I was there yesterday, I did not see any life safety issues. And contact has been made several times with the owner, including yesterday I spoke with him.
And, is it close to other homes close by or?
Yes, sir, there is.
Okay. Yes, sir. Your turn.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Your Honor and Supervisor Leslie. So in the first place, I had to apologize. We are a victim. I am a victim of number one, defrauded by a contractor who was supposed to be working on a property for a number of months. I moved actually from a different state, from state of California to Florida, just to see that basically 99% of the work that we contracted a contractor for and that we paid for was not done and not done properly. And unfortunately, being remotely monitoring the property and development, we were literally defrauded, and we are, for that particular reason as well, filing the lawsuit against the contractor. On one hand, on the other hand as well, when this whole thing unraveled, I came to the property. I realized that basically water was not connected either, so I cannot live in the property. Unfortunately, the property is not livable, and for that reason, I'm not there. I even moved the furniture. I had the furniture being transported from a different state in order to move in, so that I would realize that water is not connected and I cannot use the well that is there. On the other hand, now at the point when the code enforcement issues have surfaced as a consequence of poor contractor work, we realized that we were defrauded by the seller of the property as well, who has not disclosed that there were code violations, and most of the code, not most, but at least half of the code violations that Supervisor Leslie is mentioning are coming from the time when the former owner had these violations that now we are responsible for taking care of. I completely agree that all of these issues have to be resolved. I do have to add that I think we did comply with a number of them meanwhile, since and we are in constant contact. So me and two of my family members are also in almost like daily contact with the code enforcement officers, both of them and the building department that is basically approving the permits and everything else. So we did, at least we did our best, again, trying to do this remotely, take care of accumulations. I think we did. So when it comes to items on the list, number 1, 2, 3, and 4, as far as I know, as far as we can, again, monitor remotely what is going on, they have been taken care of. If they're not, we will be. We just need to have more clarity about what is not taken care of. Again, not being at a property and living there, and we are not, and I'm not, because we don't have water connection at this point, and we had to apply for the permits for that. And in order to apply for the permits, we need to get engineering work done, and that is also very difficult, honestly, doing remotely. But for that reason, property not being livable is not a place where I can be there daily and control what the contractors, cleanup contractors, and all these other items there on the list should be doing their job. I do think, and we were informed, and we paid for all the items from 1 to 4, and we can provide a proof of that as well. Items 5 and 6 from the list, as far as I understand, do require engineering work and permits. And yes, no problem. Of course, we will comply and hire licensed contractors. Hopefully, this time, someone who will not defraud us. And that takes time. We have been collecting bids from different engineering companies, and we also have submitted some to officers and the supervisor. So you can basically see that we are actively working on resolving the issues, but all of them take time, unfortunately. And when it comes to the unit in the back, not unit, but what used to be shed, I think, we were not aware, and it was not disclosed at the time we were purchasing the property that it was in violation, apparently. We are not planning to make it residential. We're not planning to make it inhabitable. We actually, meanwhile, have removed the bathrooms. That and there is a bathroom. I think there is a shower that we removed. So we are not planning to make it a livable area, and we will not be applying for permits for that. But again, I think we need to have engineering work done in order to put it back in compliance as well.
Got a question for you. Are you planning to,
Sure.
once you get everything done as far as the construction side of it, are you planning to move into the property?
Yeah, absolutely. My furniture is there. I mean, everything is there. Yes, that was an intention last year actually, and it still is. But we got stuck with contractor and code enforcement issues now.
Okay, how much time are you requesting?
We are actively working on it, and we will do it as soon as possible. Just having in mind the fact that we are not present there in person, hopefully 6 months would be enough. But we are not planning to take that long. So, I mean, if we could get 6 months, I would highly appreciate that. But either way, I think in the next 2 months we are planning to have this resolved. We again will depend on the speed of the engineers doing their work, and it's summertime. It's difficult to find anyone to hire right now, but again, we are actively working on it.
Okay, officer, how do you respond to that?
Yes, sir. I believe, Mr. Malatin, if you work closely with code compliance and Mr. Findley, who is the code compliance officer, he's a wealth of knowledge, and he'll assist you in giving you advice in terms of what specifically that you need. So work with him closely. Whatever your recommendation is, Mr. Magistrate, I think, if he has a contractor, he'd easily get those pulled within 60 to 90 days, easy.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the advice, and so apologies for interrupting. We are almost in daily contact. I think we exchanged at least like 50 emails so far with the code enforcement officers, and we are not only me but my family members as well. So it's like 3-4 people involved in this.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and continue the case to our September 15, 23 hearing, okay? So at that time.
Thank you.
At that time, you come back and give us a progress report, okay? And then we will adjudicate accordingly, okay? So it's 60-day continuance. September 19th, you'll make another appearance, okay?
Absolutely, thank you.
Yes. Okay, September 15th.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Next case is item 22 on page 10, case number CE 22008415, Ronald Stacy. The location is 1203 Bellshows Road. We have service and someone is present.
I'm glad somebody's in person. I hate that virtue.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
And please speak into the mic.
Yes, ma'am.
You can move the mic towards you.
Yeah, you could bring it closer to you.
Okay.
State your name and address for the record.
Ronald Stacy, 12303 Bellshows Road, Brandon, Florida, 33511.
And do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, officer. Morning.
Good morning. Jason Zalva, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. On July 12, 2022, code enforcement responded to a complaint at 1203 Bell Shoals Road, where they observed large pile of tree debris. Grass was in excess of 10 inches. The roof was damaged. There was a hole in the roof as well as a garage, missing brick along the exposed wood on the garage door. They tried to make contact with the tenant or owner, was not able to, sent out 15-day notice violation. Several extensions were issued, and on September 16th of 2022, Officer Jones made contact with the owner, and he said he had been out of the town, but he did give him an extension, and progress was being made, so extensions were given. As of January this year, this case was referred to a hearing. The roof had been repaired, but as of right now, the hole had been repaired, but as of right now, the remaining violations are the roof is not finished, there's still tar paper on the roof, it's not painted, and the grass is still overgrown.
Okay. Your turn.
Okay, so I'm fighting with the insurance company for the roof. I actually fixed the roof, and then I had a contractor come behind me from one of the companies I work for, and it's a permitted company, so we're just waiting on the insurance company to actually replace the roof.
What about the overgrowth?
Oh, I can have that done. I actually had it cut last Sunday. It's grown up a little bit, but I had it cut last Sunday.
When's your last inspection?
I believe it was there on the 10th. The grass it's at that time of year where it basically needs to be cut twice a week, just about. It grows along the road, the fence.
Can we go back to the first picture, please? So I don't really think the grass is excessive in that picture. So I had it cut maybe Saturday or Sunday.
Speaking to Mike.
I don't think the grass is excessive in that picture. I had it cut maybe Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. What happens if you don't speak to Mike? We got a court reporter.
Yes, sir.
She can't get that far away from you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we got to hear you clearly. So as far as the roof and parts thereof, how long do you think it'll take?
Well, I'm still fighting with the insurance company.
Well, that could go on forever.
It could. I think we're close to a settlement.
How much time?
I'm not sure, but I have the emails from my actual attorney. We had to sue them.
Well, I mean, he fixed the hole, so it's just basically the soffit that's missing, right?
Well, he's got the tar paper on the roof, so there's no shingles or metal on the roof as of right now, but he did fix a hole. There's no life safety issues here.
So tar paper is actually to dry the roof in so nothing gets wet on the inside.
All right, let's
It's required by code.
continue the case until our September 15th hearing. So then hopefully you'll come back and give me some good news, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. And if you get it all fixed, just call the officer. We'll
I
get you
will.
compliant, okay?
I will. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Did you need a break? You're good?
Next case.
Okay. Page 12, item 25, case number CE 23001477, Ramon Baez and Carmen C. Baez. The location is 3043 Keysville Drive. We have service and we have someone present.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good. I like your beard. Mine is not that long.
Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. Will you be speaking? Yeah. Do you swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
And please state your name and address for the record.
Ramon Baez Brioso, 3043 Keysville Drive, Lithia, Florida, 33547.
And sir, speak into the mic.
Christian Baez, 3043 Keysville Drive, Lithia, Florida, 33547.
And you are your relationship?
I'm his son.
You're an attorney, you said?
Son.
Oh, his son. I thought you said attorney. I said, they don't usually dress like that.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, officer.
Good morning. Officer Jason Zalva, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. On February 9th, 2023, I responded to 3043 for report of roof damage. I met with a homeowner, Ramon Baez, who I had known from previous cases. I observed a large tarp on his roof, and Ramon stated that the man he had to fix the roof had paid him money and left the roof incomplete as there was still a hole in the roof, shingles on the ground. There's also many other accumulations of scrap metal, wood, auto parts, junk, trash, and debris. There's also a stack of tires that Ramon stated someone dumped there. Ramon had people there helping him, but Ramon's family was gone. Only his daughter at that point was able to help take care of him. There's also a mobile home that was brought on the property, but was not put in the correct location. Ramon had no permits, but stated it was only for storage. It was not going to be hooked up to plumbing or septic. I advised Ramon that although he would not need a variance, he still need to get a permit on and how to obtain one. At that point, I requested a 15-day notice of violation be sent to Mr. Ramon Baez. On 3/9 of this year, I arrived and re-inspected. Upon arrival, I observed not only no progress, but it actually appeared like more accumulations had arrived on the property. Due to the history of the property, and I, at that point, observed no effort in correcting the violations, I referred it for a hearing. On 5/2, I checked back, the violations remain. I went there this week and met with Mr. Ramon Baez and found out the gentleman that supposedly was supposed to be helping him was one of the people that was bringing the stuff there. That gentleman had since left after burning down the camper he was staying in. I also received a call from a lawyer who is helping Mr. Ramon Baez, who's supposed to be serving that other gentleman with the eviction letter. And I informed her, well, he burned down the camper that he was supposed to be staying in anyways. He's no longer on the property. But the roof is fixed. The remaining violations are the accumulations, outside open storage, and improper installation of a mobile home.
So the roof and parts thereof, that's in compliance.
That is in compliance.
What was the compliance date on that?
My last inspection, when I went out there,
7/10?
I believe it was, yes. That's when I went out there. I noticed the hole had been fixed.
Okay, sir, your turn.
Yes. Speaking to the mic.
Very good, thank you.
My son came from Colorado to help me because my other son that was helping me, both of them got killed.
I'm sorry.
They're the one that took care of the property for me, but they both got killed.
Okay.
I'm a severe diabetic. I got a very bad health problem. I use severe machines to breathe, to stay alive. And my son heard about what's going on, so he dropped his life in Colorado to come over here to help me. I don't know how much time I'm gonna need to fix the problem. I understand it's a problem, but they done broken the back of my shed. They stole my lawnmower. They stole all my tools. According to the neighbor, said that I'm not the right color to live in the neighborhood. And she want her neighborhood back, and she want to take any means necessary to get me out. I'm the old stupid nigga in the corner. So there's people coming back and forth to because I can't hardly move to my property and stole everything that I have and I own. I'm waiting for FEMA. They're supposed to be helping me because everything was broke down. Everything, all my fences, everything was down. I can't move. I can't hardly do anything. It's very frustrating because my yard you could eat off the floor when I was healthy. Now, it's up to my son helping me. I appreciate him for that. I will be in compliance. Just let me know what it is to be, the rest of it's going to be done. But like I said, remember, I have no lawnmower. They stole my lawnmower. They stole everything, all my tools, everything. They stole everything. They broke from that's why I got that trailer there so I could secure it to put my stuff in it.
Okay. Your son want to add something to it?
I came back from Colorado about, I would say, 2 weeks ago when I heard about this. I've done some, so I've used the neighbor's lawnmower that let me use it. I've mowed some. I've got some root accumulation, but there's so much accumulation. We have to get rid of it properly. We have no proper vehicle to get rid of it properly. So we're just trying to get rid of it by taking out the trash on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It's going to take some time for all the accumulation to be get rid of by that time
Half of the yard is done.
with the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a question again, the officer, improper mobile home installation, what is that now?
Yes, sir. They brought the mobile home in and just dropped on the property. Mr. Ramon was going to buy it and use it as a shed. Well, there's still, it wasn't installed properly. It wasn't tied down. They just brought it in. And that's why I cited him for that. I advised him if he's not going to use it, he needs to sell it, and get rid of it.
They don't have to get a permit for that. It just needs to tie it down.
Well, it needs, because of its size, it does need to be permitted. Because it's a mobile home. It still needs to be permitted.
Well, I got that.
You could sit down and just bring that down so he can
Okay,
speak.
thank you. Well, the reason I got the trailer was so I could secure it, put lock, change everything, so I could put all my stuff, all my tools, the rest of the stuff that I got left, everything in there, so they won't steal it.
So
But
you-
he's broke into my house.
So you're saying he needs a permit in order to, so you need to pull a permit for it.
And how I do that?
Go to the county permit office,
And do what?
apply for a permit for mobile.
You need to speak into
What kind of permit? So just a regular mobile home permit? even
Well,
though
if it's not going to be used as a mobile home, you'd still need a permit for accessory structure where it's over 150 square feet. It has to be inspected. And it can't be sitting right there either. So they'll tell you where it can be, we can help you where it can be put. But your father told me he was going to move it to the back.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you need to have it permitted. And I will just say this, since the son returned, the property has been cleaned up significantly from my previous inspection. So the son has been working with the father on the property.
Good job, son.
Thank you.
Okay. How much time do you think? Actually, on the mobile home, once you go out and get the permit, you show it to the officer, then that'll be in compliance, correct?
As long as it's permitted, it meets the proper setbacks. Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's fairly easy process. Nothing's easy with,
Okay, so it cannot, I know I was gonna move it, but it cannot sit there. I could put it in the back of the,
It would need to be in the proper place of property. It cannot sit right at the front of property.
okay, so you will tell me where to put it at, right?
So there's a barn in the back as well. Could we put it like right next to the barn?
We can discuss that later. Let's worry about getting the property cleaned up and getting a permit for it.
okay, how much time do you think to clean up the property and?
How much
Well,
time you give me?
it's only me, so I would say 6 months because I'm the only one. Yeah, I'm the only one. It's a big property. There's a lot of heavy metal, fish tanks. There's cars on there as well. I need a lot of time because I'm by myself doing this.
I'm sorry, I can't go with 6 months. No.
Use your judgment, sir.
I'm sorry?
You can use your judgment, but every time you give me, that's what I have to work with.
Okay. Huh? All right, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and continue the case until our November 9th, 23 hearing, okay?
Yes.
And you come back and you give us an update on where you got the permit, progress on moving out the materials, I mean, all the excess, outside open storage stuff and accumulations, and then apply for the permit and make me happy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we can say happy Thanksgiving, okay?
Sir, appreciate that.
All right,
Thank
so
you very much.
we're continued now until the November 9th hearing, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
People, be blessed and be safe.
Thank you, sir. I'm sorry for that.
I know.
Losing for kids. Oh, my God.
Next case is on page 12, item 26, case number CE 22006384, Pedro Garcia and Olivia Noah Garcia. The location is 10930 Country Haven Drive. We have service as someone is present. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Name and address?
My name is Noah. The address 10930 Country Haven Drive, Kensington, Florida, 33534.
Do you recognize the photo as the property?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Donald K. Bowling, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case began on 5/23/2022. There have been 13 visits to the property, the last being on 6/30/2023 for a posting. The violations cited are accumulations, overgrowth, fences, and inoperable vehicles and outside open storage. The property is zoned RSC 6.
Hey,
So I'm on the verge of kicking the people out that live there. Is my brother. Obviously, they don't care for the property. We have actually fixed the fence there. Is that the back end of the fence? That's the front yard. Myself, I've tried cleaning it. They obviously don't care. After my dad passed, he thought he had the right to, move in. Obviously, he trashed the place. Just last Saturday, I went over there and weed-eat because they can't do it themselves. I have forced them to get rid of that right there. What else was a violation? Sorry.
storage, outside open storage, fences, the overgrowth, accumulations, inoperable vehicle. You say the trailer's been gone.
Yeah, the trailer's gone. I don't know what they did with it, but it's gone. As far as the outside trash, I myself would have to go over there and clean it up for him.
How much time?
You can give me about like a month and a half.
Month and a half?
Yeah, because I travel from Tampa.
What do you think, officer?
There are no life safety issues. This has been going on for some time, so I defer to your discretion, but I don't know of any urgency.
Okay, well, the only thing I see and it's troublesome to me is that this has been going on for almost a year.
Right.
As you say, there's been 13 contacts with,
This was a posting. Originally, I have not made any contact with any individuals on this case.
okay. You're saying how long?
A month and a half. Or a month is fine.
Month is fine?
Yes, sir.
It's troubled me because of the fact that it's been going on over a year.
No, yeah, I understand. I keep telling him, he just doesn't ever get to it. He's the oldest in the family, and I'm the youngest. But my father had left the property under me, and my mom had took off to North Carolina with my sister, so I'm the only one here.
Okay. I rule in the case of CE 22006384 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of the violation, the action taken by the violator's history, we're going to grant you 60 days to come in compliance.
Thank you.
Compliance is not achieved, a fine of $300 per day will be assessed.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you get it up.
Mhm.
Okay. Give you a card.
And then it's got my number in there.
Yeah. Oh, I don't gotta go.
All right, at this point, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. Well, what do you think, guys? Huh? I'm getting sore. One was a guy who said he lost his son. Yeah. That's hard.
Oh, the guy with the auto repair. And on top of that, he said zoning automotive repair, there's no zoning automotive repair. He looked at the use on the property appraisal. So when he looks at the use on the other one, it says automotive repair too, so they're the same as him, aren't they? You name it, just to go downtown. He already did. I talked to him about the Paul Terry. We talked to him. Lip service. I don't even know.
I'll remember next time.
So the woman that got the son is the one that talking about. What we're gonna do is we're gonna deliver a notice to him, naming him as the violator, so he can come with her next. So that doesn't change anything on the case. He's gonna, I cleared it. So the officer's gonna go out and give him a notice, letting him know he needs to appear at the next case as the violator. So hopefully that'll motivate him.
That one with all the wrong pictures on it.
Well, that's why we decided. When you start out with the man going, that's not my property. The other stuff was right, but it was, we made contact with them every day before they started.
Ma, ¿cuál es la dirección de estación de la luz?
But he just didn't want us to. That's all I can say. Whatever. Yeah, me too. I had no clue either. And I said, well, you know, I've got one. Our guys are not, we're
Are you all ready? Huh?
I'm all for that, Mr. Softy.
Are you ready?
Oh, wait, no, wait. Yeah, wait.
Ready? Okay, next case.
Next case is on page 13, item 27, case number CE 2201285, Brian C. Key. The location is 6102 Palm Avenue. We have service and we have some parties that are present. Anybody who signed up for this, please come forward.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Raise your right hand, and if you both be speaking, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Brian C. Key, 6102 Palm Avenue. Gibson, Florida, 33534.
Okay, and
My name is Jimmy Dyke. It's same address, 6102 Palm Avenue, Gibsonton, Florida, 33534.
and what is your relationship to this case?
I'm his brother.
Okay.
Okay, and do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes, ma'am.
I had somebody else signed up for this, Joe Afghani. Is anybody here? No? Are you here for this case? You won't be speaking. Okay.
Okay. Officer?
Donald K. Bowling, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case began on 10/24/2022. There have been 10 visits, the last being yesterday. There are accumulations, overgrowths, fences, windows and exterior doors, and outside open storage violations. Contact has been made with tenants and the owner. The zone is RSC6.
When was the first notice?
Sir?
When was the first notice?
It began on 10/24/2022.
Okay. And you say you've given him 10 visits. Have you had any communication with him at all?
If you're, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Do you have any communication with them at all?
I had communications with tenants, and there was communications prior to my being involved with this case also. And also during those communications, those tenants were working on cleaning the property up.
So that was the tenants, but they're not the owner.
I never spoke to these gentlemen, I don't believe.
So is it a tenant living there or the owner living there now?
The owner now. I actually have been residing there. I plan on getting it homesteaded and getting everything back up to codes. I was actually in an accident and I have a broken hip and I'm in a lot of pain right now. But I've been working on getting the yard cleaned up and getting the windows done. I've already got 2 windows on the street side view where you can see that the couches they're getting rid of actually today. The couches are, and the grass overgrowth it's right over the septic tank, and the septic tank it makes the grass grow fast. I mean, I haven't been able to get out there and mow my grass because.
And basically, you got mowed like 2 times a week because it's so fast. Like summer, it grows so fast because it's right over the septic tank, sir.
But I've been in a lot of pain, and I have to go get back to the hospital and get surgery done again. So I had my brother move in with me, and he's been actually helping me a lot better than no one doing it because I can't get out there and actually do anything.
So
right
how much time do you need to get in compliance?
Well, with my brother being here, 6 months if I could ask for that. But it's whatever y'all could help me out with in general.
If you can give us 60 days, sir, I guarantee you there'll be a difference. We'll have it clean. It'll be all straight. We'll have it
Say
done.
that, say that.
If you can give us 2 months, 60 days, I guarantee that we'll have everything solved.
60 days and
Yes,
you
sir.
have everything
Yes,
resolved.
sir, no problem.
Okay. I rule in the case CE 2201-2850 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, action taken by the violator's history, I grant 75 days to come in compliance. Compliance is not achieved by that time, a fine of $200 a day will be assessed.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
So you got 75 days. I
Yes,
gave
sir.
you
Thank you very-
$15, 15-day grace.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It'll be taken care of, I promise.
Okay, did you,
Thank
do you have a business card?
I'm out of cards, but I'll give you my number.
Next case is on page 14, item 29, case number CE 23000546, Matias N. Peralta Jr. The location is 10923 Park Drive. We have service and someone is present. Good morning.
Morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And please state your name and address for the record.
Matias Peralta Jr. I live at 10923 Park Drive in Riverview, 33569.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
The front yard of my house.
Okay, Mr.
Donald K. Bowling, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case began on 1/13/2023. There've been 5 visits, the last being yesterday on 7/13. Contact has been made. The violations cited are accumulations, overgrowth, inoperable vehicles, roofs and parts thereof, and recreational vehicles. It is zone RSC 4.
It took a break. Is that, what is that? That's not the recreational vehicle, is it?
That's a lawnmower.
Yeah, I know what it is.
The recreational vehicle cited was essentially an inoperable boat,
Okay,
which does fall under the ordinance.
that's part of the boat there, huh? What is that? Huh?
It's a trailer.
Okay,
All that's in my backyard.
okay. Big boat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
I've cleaned up the property as far as much as I could. Did the yard, I understand my yard was overgrown at that point at the start of the investigation. I hired a lawn company to come out last month, about a month ago, and they did about $1,500 worth of cutting and helping me with the yard. They gave me an estimate. They'll be back by the end of the month to do some more tree trimming. And I'm trying to come into compliance with what y'all want me to do.
How about the accumulations?
I am getting rid of that as much as I can.
Well, how long?
maybe 60, 90 days. I work every day. I'm 66 and I still work every day to try to make ends meet and live by myself. And I'm doing as much as I can.
How about the recreational vehicle?
Well,
Inoperable vehicles.
The boat, well, it may not look like much, but it's valuable. I'm not going to get rid of it.
As far as the inoperable, I mean, a recreational vehicle, all you gotta do is get a license for the trailer, right?
Yes, under the ordinance, it covers recreational vehicles in disrepair, including boats. If it got repaired or if it's gone, that will comply.
The boat, I have a title for the boat, you know, it's just that I don't, you know, it needs to be fixed up, as you can see, and I do plan on fixing it up at one point in time.
I got, you know, I'm kind of confused on that. I mean, an operable, if that's a recreational vehicle, and you consider inoperable, you know, if it's on a trailer, I see getting the license for the trailer, but how the heck on something that big, how do you say that it's operable? You're gonna go start the engines and out the water?
If it's Terry Converse, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement, if it's not on a trailer and it's sitting on blocks in the yard, technically it's outside open storage. The recreational vehicle ordinance probably covers it. Typically, we would cite it as outside open storage, but I think it's covered either way. But it has to be it has to be on a property so that it can be removed and or put into the water. Right now, if it's sitting on blocks, whether it's registered or not, it's basically storage on the property and would be considered inoperable, I guess. But it's more outside open storage and recreational vehicle than it is anything else.
Well, as a homeowner, am I not allowed to be able to store my recreational vehicle?
You could store it on a trailer. It can't be stored on blocks. It has to be operational. Does it work? It's got ferns growing on it. Does it run?
Yeah, it runs, yeah. But, you know, like I said, I hadn't used it in a long time. I agree. I've neglected it as far as that goes, but.
Is that growth on the front of the boat?
Yeah, there's ferns.
Yeah, there's growth there.
Plants.
When do you plan to use it? What year?
It's a 73, I forgot the name of it already. Pacemaker, 73 pacemaker.
Sir, if I can interject, just got an update on the code. The code states the boat has to be in neat, clean, usable condition.
Okay.
Under the recreational vehicle.
But can be stored on blocks or cannot?
To my knowledge, there's nothing that indicates that
Either
would.
way.
I can only tell you what I know of the ordinance, and that it has to be in a neat, clean, usable condition in order to be in compliance with the recreational vehicle ordinance.
I will clean it up in a timely fashion.
And I would also assume that usable would either be in the water or on a trailer.
But, you know,
Well, my issue there, it's a 30-foot boat. It's a big boat. 30 foot by, it's got a 11.5-inch beam.
it's a big boat.
Yeah, it's a big boat, yeah. It's a yacht.
Not quite, but close.
Pardon me? No, it's considered a yacht. The title says it's a yacht.
No.
It's anything, I guess anything 30 foot and above is considered a yacht. And it being almost 12 feet wide at the beam,
Okay,
it
but I
becomes,
guess my question is, how are we gonna resolve that?
yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can go up there and take the shrubs off the,
Yeah, I will clean it up and, so it's in usable condition.
it's usable if you get something to lift it and put it on a trailer and put it in the water. But
Yeah, I don't have a trailer.
how, so where's the water?
Where's the water?
Yeah, where are you gonna put it in at?
You gotta find, a marina or something, to put it in because it's a big boat. It's not your usual, runabout.
So, I mean, what's your intentions?
My intentions is to use it one day, yeah.
Use it one day.
Yeah.
What day is that?
When it's restored, I don't have a time frame for that.
What's the inoperable vehicles? That utility trailer, what are you gonna do with that?
I'll clean it up. That's titled. It's got a tag on it, but I just got junk on it. I understand, yeah.
Did you check and see if it's got a current license plate on it or anything?
No, sir, that I'd have to trust yes.
I don't have the tag on. I have it in my possession, but I don't have the tag on that trailer.
I don't think it has a wheel on the right side. It doesn't look like it.
No,
If it is, it's
it's got
flat.
wheels. That's got wheels all around it.
How about the roof?
It's missing a few shingles from Hurricane Ian and the hurricane after it. It's not leaking water in the house. I can go ahead and put shingles on myself. I'm pretty handy at that, but it's not leaking in the house. I wasn't gonna try to defraud the insurance company like, some people would after the hurricane, just for a few shingles missing.
When was that hurricane?
Hurricane Ian?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
was it?
Pardon me?
When was the Hurricane Ian?
Prior to the infraction?
Yeah, but when? What date?
Oh, I'm not sure on what date exactly Hurricane Ian hit, and then the hurricane after that as well.
Did you file a claim with it?
No, I did not, no. Like I just said, I wasn't going to try to defraud the insurance company
But
just
if you
for a
didn't
couple
report
of,
it, you're not defrauding anything, right?
pardon me?
If you didn't report it.
No, I didn't. No, I was going
So
to,
you're not defrauding anybody.
I didn't want to file a claim just for a couple of
If the
shingles.
hurricane was 2 years ago, it's a little bit late to get and file a claim, right?
No, I didn't file it
I
at all.
said it's
Yeah.
too late to file it.
Yeah.
Oh, the hurricane was in September of last year.
It was September of last year?
Yeah, it was prior to the infraction. And there was another one after that as well.
All right, so you tell me, I'm kind of.
Mr. Magistrate, I'd recommend 30 days,
Huh?
30 days to come into compliance.
30 days?
Yes, sir.
What about the boat?
All. For all to come into compliance.
Phew. That's what I'm thinking. All right, what I'm gonna do, it's gonna be a two-part order, okay? And I sympathize with you about the boat. I had a 32 footer, but I didn't know it was a yacht. It was still a boat. but I didn't have it on blocks either. You know, it was operable. I get in there and go, but you can't have what you're doing there. So anyway, I rule in the case of CE 23000546 that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of violation, the action taken by my letter regarding items 12.1 accumulations, 12.2 overgrowth, 12.5 inoperable vehicles, and 11.74 roofs and parts thereof. I grant 30 days to come in compliance. If compliance is not achieved by that time, a fine of $200 will be assessed. Regarding item Z 609, I grant 90 days to come in compliance. Compliance is not achieved, a fine of $300 per day be assessed. That's regarding the boat. Okay? That's it. Have a great day.
All right, thank you.
You want to talk to the officer?
Yeah. Do we see your paperwork?
Salty. From now
It's the
on,
same
whenever you
officer.
send me an email, put it down, Mr. Salty. Okay,
Like email.
next case.
Next case is on page 14, item 30, case number CE 23001111. Daniel C. Van Valkenburg and Linda A. Van Valkenburg. The location is 11716 Palm Avenue. We have service and we have someone present.
What city is that in?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Name and address?
Martha Rippey, 11716 Palm Avenue, Riverview, Florida, 33569.
Richard Rippey, 11716 Palm Avenue, Riverview, Florida, 33569.
And what is your relationship to this case?
We are tenants on the property, and I'm also the daughter to Linda and Daniel.
Okay.
So you're
Do you-
tenants to the owner.
Yes.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, officer.
Donald K. Bowling, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case began on 1/13/2023. There have been 5 visits, the last being yesterday. Contact has been made. I personally spoke to somebody yesterday, I believe the owner, Mrs. Van Valkenburg.
That was me.
Oh, that would be you. I guess your mother.
No, you talked to me yesterday.
Oh, I did yesterday. I'm sorry. I was distracted. The violations cited are accumulations in operable vehicles outside open storage and commercial vehicles. There's also, on the other side of the fence on the property that I could not see, it appeared to be a lot of stuff there, peeking out over the top of the 6-foot fence. So I can't speak to what's back there.
So the inoperable vehicle is the boat?
The inoperable vehicle is actually that, from what I saw, the trailer. The boat is, I suspect, to be inoperable because of its condition, and also could be part of the outside open storage.
So what is your intention on the inoperable vehicle? What is the inoperable
That
vehicle?
trailer actually has a tag
That
on
says a
it.
commercial vehicle.
I believe that's what you're referring to as the commercial vehicle. That trailer actually has a tag, and I presented that to him yesterday. It had
Right.
just fallen off. I hadn't stuck it back on there yet. The boat we are getting rid of, and the other stuff we're getting rid of actively too. If we could just have 2 weeks tops to finish it up, I could probably really have it finished sooner, but I'll call this
So you
gentleman as
say-
soon as we're done.
You said in the next 2 weeks you'll have everything clear?
Yes, sir.
taken care of. All right. Well, that's fair. I like that. That's a good response. Makes me happy. Not makes me happy, but that makes me happy. All right, I rule in the case of CE 23001111. Based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of the violation and the action taken by the violator, I'm going to give you 30 days to come to compliance. Compliance not achieved by that time, a fine of $200 per day be assessed.
Yes, sir.
You get the officer's phone number?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good to go. Thank you.
Sir.
Next case is on page 15, item 31, case number CE 23001114, the estate of Paul H. Barr. The location is 11708 Palm Avenue. We have service and someone is present. Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
And please state your name and address for the
My name
record.
is Douglas Barr, 11708 Palm Avenue, Riverview.
And what is your relationship to this case?
That's my house.
You're the owner.
Yes, ma'am. Well, will be.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's the front yard. There was a big tree right there that fell. That was all cactus. I mean, I'm by myself.
Okay.
I work all
Okay,
week.
Okay, that's enough.
Donald K. Bowling, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case began on 1/30/2023. There have been 7 visits, the last being yesterday on 7/13/2023. Contact was made, but not by me. The violations cited are fencing, which is improper fencing type, and improper usage zone, given that the accumulations and materials throughout the property are indicative of a scrapping operation and junkyard.
Is that fence, is that sheet piling? Is that what that is?
We've run into this a few times. That is more like siding or roofing. It is not fencing. And actually, we've got a ruling from Service and Development that it is not a proper type of fencing material.
Okay. Yes, sir.
That right there, that's just an awning leaning up against the side of the house. But originally what I was told was there was somebody put a boat and a camper on the back road behind my property, which without my permission, but that's gone. The one side of the property, I got new privacy fence up there, but I just still got to do a bit more across the back and then by myself. And I had somebody come in to help me, and he just more or less spread more stuff. And my son, he used to help me, but they took his foot off yesterday for diabetes. But all we got is weekends. But, there's really not a whole lot to say, but if I get more time, I'll get it all cleaned up.
So the improper use of zone is actually the outside storage, right?
Yes, sir. Again, I believe the original case, I was not a part of the origination, but the rationale for the site or for the violations were that based on the totality of circumstances, the scrap, the accumulations and junk, and the activities that was taking place on the property, that it was a scrapping operation and junkyard. So improper usage zone was cited.
So you have unauthorized activity going on? You got a junkyard going?
Well, not basically a junkyard. It started out as just to make extra money to keep up with everything. And then when I ran out of help, then I just hadn't got it all taken away yet. But that there front there, there used to be a big tree right there, and it was a cactus. And the storm took the tree out, so that's just a pile of brush and stuff that's grown back up.
So what about the fencing? It's unauthorized.
Well, I didn't know that. I'll get regular privacy fence and replace it.
How much time?
Like I said, I only have weekends. I just accept as much as you can possibly give me.
How much time?
I honestly don't know. I only got weekends, and I have to find a way to, I got a truck, but, a little bit on the time on a truck, it's going to take a little while to haul the stuff off.
What do you think, officer?
So there are no life safety issues that I know of from my limited experience with this property. I do believe, given that I've seen prior photographs of this property from previous site visits, that it has been steadily improving. So I leave it up to your discretion, but I think you could cut some leeway here.
And I say the original man that came out, when I got the boat and everything gone, I tried to notify him and he told me that he no longer had the case.
Sir,
and
we have
I haven't heard nothing
sir,
else.
we have a mic for purpose.
Oh, okay, I thought.
We have a court reporter that's listening to every word that you said.
All righty,
So you got to be careful.
okay.
So don't talk off the record.
Well, no, I just was speaking to him. Sorry.
But don't do that.
Sorry about that.
All right. All right. I rule in the case of CE 23001114, based on the evidence presented, I find a property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of the violation, acts taken by the violator, violation history, I grant 60 days to come in compliance. Compliance not achieved by that time, a fine of $200 a day will be assessed.
All right, sir.
So you got 8 or 9 weekends there to get it done.
Yes, sir.
Okay? He'll give you a phone number.
Go now?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Next case is item 32 on page 15. Case number CE 210-15126, Causeway Workplace Space LLC, location 7203 Causeway Boulevard. We have service and someone is present. Good morning.
Morning.
Please raise your right hand.
Dean James.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Name and address?
1012 Sonata Lane, Apollo Beach, Florida, 33572.
And what's your name?
Dean James.
Do you, that's not it.
What's your relationship?
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Are you a tenant?
I'm an owner.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you.
So you own Causeway Workshop?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear that.
Pardon?
I didn't hear that. My
Oh.
gray hair got in my ear.
Okay.
Good morning. Armando Gutierrez, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case was initiated 11 of 2021. It is Zone CG, CE 2101526. It's not in foreclosure. Physical address is 7203 Causeway Boulevard. This business has been in effect since February 2016, and the violation cited are improper use of zone. And what they're having is an automotive body shop, which is not allowed. No exemption on file.
Your turn.
Okay. The reason that there's something against a body shop being there was something that I put in the zoning when I first built it. And I didn't realize that it said automobiles. And I didn't realize it meant automobiles when you're working on them. I thought it meant, you know, if you're doing a transmission or an engine or something like that, where you have residue from the engine, that would be a problem. So these people came along and wanted to rent it, so I rented it to them. And they put in a complete fire system, and we have pending permit on the fire and on the paint booth that's in there. So that's where I am right now.
So what you would have to do, because of the fact that it was zoned one way and then they're doing additional stuff, you need to go ahead and get it rezoned,
Right,
okay?
right.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Huh? You go, you get on the mic and.
They handle each case down there individually. It probably will have to have it rezoned unless you can get a special condition via exemption for it. But otherwise, they would have to work on the rezoning. This is similar to an earlier case we had. But you said that you have a pending permit. Do you have that information?
The tenant permit?
No, you said you had a pending permit?
Yes.
Do you have that permit?
No, it's on the building. You can see it right there. Right next to the small light.
Right here? Okay. I can't tell what that is.
Yeah, my glasses don't cut focus in on that either. All right.
This is the same issue as the one earlier. So CG zoning allows for the auto repairs to take place, but auto body and painting cannot take place under this zoning. So the zoning would have to be changed. If you apply for a variance, it's probably going to be very expensive. My recommendation would be to see if you can get the zoning changed to accommodate this. And most likely, if there's a pending permit for the paint booth or whatever you're doing, most likely that's pending because of the zoning. The zoning is not correct for that type of business. So you would just have to contact somebody down in the zoning office and see what you can do about getting the zoning rechanged or changed to either CI or M.
Okay.
Okay. All right, what I'm going to do on this, I'm going to make a 60-day continuance on this. So that would be to our September 15th hearing. And we're going to go ahead and do a continuance on it to our September 15th. The next hearing will be September 15th, and you come back and give us a progress.
December 15th?
September.
September 15th, okay.
September 15th.
Okay.
You come back and give us a progress report, and hopefully it's positive.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Next case is on page 16, item 34, case number CE 220132881, JAMW Ltd. The location is 5020 St. Paul Street. We have services. Someone is present. Good morning. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? State your name and address for the record.
My name is Maria Serrati.
Closer.
You can pull it
Maria Serrati.
Pull it down. There you go.
Okay. Maria Cerrati, 5020 South Paul Street, Tampa, Florida, 33619.
Sir?
My name is Jose Andres Duran Diaz. It's 5020 Santo Power Street, Tampa, Florida, 33619.
And what is your relationship to this?
Huh?
Who are you to this,
The owner of the business.
the owner?
Both of you?
Yeah.
Both owners?
Yes, my
50/50?
50-50.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Good morning. Armando Gutierrez, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement, CE 220-13281. Physical address is 5020 St. Paul Street. This is zoned M. It's owner occupied. It is not in foreclosure. And the violations that we have here, which was initiated November of 2022, is improper use of occupancy of the public right-of-way. They are constantly parking on the right-of-way, and it's plenty of vehicles on a daily basis.
I know how English like speak like good one, you know. It's I work every day. So some cars say got a apartment, people come to, you know, don't throw leave the car over there. I pick it up. Sometimes I leave one car in the night, but I put every car in the night inside the inside the yard, you know. But the day he took the picture, he got a lot of people. It said July 5, you know.
That particular picture may have been July 5th or July 6th.
Yeah, because
that particular one.
Somebody leave a car July 4 in the night, and it's the problem. Had the too busy day. It's because too many cars over there. It's got a tag like people come, you know.
But we've had 7 inspections at your property, and all 7 times that a photograph has been taken, it's looked like that or worse.
Yeah, I'm very busy over there. You know, like I move. Got two or three cars, not that because I move outside for a little while. But I put inside. You know?
I think the issue what we have is that when you put it inside, you're putting it inside after hours, and that's an extremely busy little street. And rather, you know, the hours really don't make a difference, is because it's a violation of where it's being parked, which is on the right of way. But during your business hours, when I have been present and taken photos, there are plenty of vehicles of your employees and your customers.
¿Puedo hablar español?
Sí, yo me defiendo un poquito, pero no sé si lo puedo hacer los dos, decir que tú estás diciendo y yo. She asked me if I spoke Spanish. I'm just explaining. I don't know if I can try this case and translate at the same time.
Yeah.
Do we have somebody else that speaks Spanish?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Hold on.
Armando, you can do it. I'm fine with that.
Okay. Bueno, como te digo, señor, yo me defiendo. So, sí. Dime usted qué me quiere decir y yo se lo digo a ellos.
Perfecto, gracias. Yo sé que lo hemos estado haciendo mal. Yo quiero pedir disculpas por eso. Yo quiero que estamos trabajando en eso. No ha sido fácil, es un yonque de carro. Yo quiero que nos den un chance, que nos den una oportunidad, una última oportunidad, porque yo sé que hace tiempo que se vienen cometiendo.
¿Cómo cuánto tú necesitas, señora? Como
¿Qué tiempo no pueden dar?
Dime usted y yo se lo digo a ellos.
Ahora mismo está todo limpio. Tú pasas por ahí ahora mismo, está todo limpio.
No, pero yo entiendo el punto.
Pero ¿cuándo va a pasar que no va a ser
no
carro?
haya nada.
Exactamente.
Dame un mes, por favor. Y nosotros vamos a limpiar todo y no va a haber nada de aquel lado. Pero es un chonca. Por favor.
So what she's saying is that she understands that they're in the wrong and that they're having a violation there. They're in the process of cleaning it up to make it that they don't park on the right of way. So what she's asking is if she can get a 30-day extension so that when we come back, there's absolutely no vehicles parked there.
Please.
Okay. I don't know what a 30-day extension is, but I'm gonna go ahead and rule on 30 days.
Maybe extension was the wrong verbiage that I'm using, and I apologize about that. Not a 30-day extension, but a 30-day ruling.
You should talk to me in Portuguese. I understand that.
I can talk to you in English, Spanish, Italian, and a little bit of Ybor City language that you probably don't want to hear.
All right. I rule in the case of CE 2201 3281. Based on the evidence presented, I find a property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of the violation, the action taken by the violator's history, I grant 30 days to come in compliance. If compliance not achieved by that time, a fine of $200 per day be assessed.
So, el señor dice que te va a dar 30 días, pero si no lo hacen 30 días, la multa va a ser $200 al día.
Okay.
So, de ahora hasta 30 días tienes.
Ahora, yo quiero decir algo. Yo no tengo control de la gente que se parquee ahí, que tenga placa.
La problema no es si tienes placa o no.
No, persona. La persona que se parquea en el driveway ahí.
Pero este es tu negocio.
Sí.
Tú tienes que decir a todo el mundo que está parqueando que no lo puede ser.
Yo voy a tomar carta en el asunto y yo voy a hacer que la persona no lo haga, créeme.
Perfect.
Yo voy a hacerlo, gracias por la
Perfecto.
oportunidad.
Okay,
Do you have
perfect.
a business card?
Oh.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
How are you, young man? Good. Next case.
Next case. Next case is on page 16, item 35, case number CE 220147889, Florencia del Valle. The location is 3017 South 58th Street. We have service and we have someone present. Good morning.
Good morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Name and address, please.
In the mic. In the mic.
There's 3710 58th Street, South,
You are,
Tampa, Florida 33619.
¿Y tu nombre?
Florencia del Valle.
okay, okay.
Señor?
Carlos Arias, 4971 Pine Ridge Drive, Riverview, Florida. I'll be your translator for today.
How do you spell your last name?
Arias.
You're going to be she don't speak English.
Correct.
Do you oh, sorry.
I do.
Speak in that mic, okay?
Okay.
All right, there you go.
Does that, do you recognize that photo as the property?
We do, yes.
Thank you.
Good morning. Armando Gutierrez, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. KCE 220147889. Physical address as 3017 South 58th Street. This case was initiated in December of 2022. It is zoned ASC1. It is owner occupied. It is not in foreclosure. The violations that we have here are accumulations and outside open storage.
How many site visits?
We have had 7 site visits.
Okay, and right now on my list here, it only shows one violation, outside open storage.
I don't know why that shows there because it's also accumulations that have not been complied. So we do have 2 violations here.
Yeah, the accumulations were taken care of.
No, on a moment.
Sorry.
If it was canceled, I see here that it was canceled. I didn't see complied. When I got involved in this, it's very possible that I missed accumulations. So let's go ahead and just scratch the accumulations and go with the outside open storage.
Okay, I just want to get that clear.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So the outside open storage, what is that now?
We have a permit from Hillsborough County. We just got it last week.
That is what? Huh?
On the side here on this fence, it's their equipment, aluminum. It's aluminum pieces of aluminum. I don't know if it's fencing, but it's equipment out there laying in the on the side of the yard there. You
Okay.
have a couple of contacts boxes, storage boxes in the back there. Not a very good picture. Equipment. You had a couple of ditch diggers.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, now your turn.
We have a permit for those 2 storage units. We just got it last week from Hillsborough County. I got permits and plans in place.
Do you have a permit that you applied for, or you have?
We have it already. We have the permit, and we just got to do the work and the inspection so they could be legal.
If they have the permits, if it's legal, he can prove it, and they put all the equipment and outside storage in those Connex boxes, we're good. But it's not a 7-day type of permit, right?
No, I emailed it to you this week twice.
To me?
Yeah.
We have to check what email you have, because I didn't get an email from you, not even once.
Okay.
So, well, having said that, we can go ahead and make a ruling on this. If they have the permit, then it's closed. So, well,
It's not the only issue.
huh?
The boxes aren't the only issue. I mean, you can have a permit for the containers, but we have other outside open storage to address also.
Yeah, but I'm my understanding.
I was
if they put-
explaining it to Rob.
Yeah, oh, yes. Apologize.
So,
What Mr. Prazan was trying to explain to you is just not the Connex boxes alone. It's everything that was outside on this vacant lot.
so if they have the permit for the unit, storage unit, and then they get rid of or not get rid of it, move it so it's not visible. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. Better, I got to understand all this.
Oh, yeah, you're doing good. You speak very good English as well. You're doing very well.
All right, I rule in the case of CE 22014789, that based on the evidence presented, I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and Ordinance as listed in staff presentation. Further, based on the gravity of the violation, the acts taken by the violator, I grant 30 days to come in compliance. If compliance not achieved by the time a fine of $200 a day will be assessed.
I think we would need more than 30 days because the building
Once you
department.
got the permit, it's fine.
Okay, oh, yeah. No, we have the
Let's get
permit.
the stuff out of the.
And I'll just call you.
Just make sure you put everything in that box. Pardon me?
We'll get rid of everything.
Yeah, and give me a call and check that email, because I didn't get anything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great
Thank
day. Muchas gracias.
Okay, de nada.
Page 18, item 39, case number CE 22012775, Shala Hijaz and Ethel Hijaz. The location is 407 3rd Avenue Southeast. We have service and someone is present. Sir, good morning, or afternoon almost.
Good morning.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Name and address, please.
Name is Kristen Peterson. Address is 5346 Riverwalk Preserve Drive, Newport Richey, Florida, 34653.
And will you be the only one speaking today?
Yes.
Because I have somebody else that signed up.
Yes, Sala is also my business partner.
Oh, but he
and
won't
the
be
manager.
speaking.
He won't, no.
Okay, and do you recognize that photo as the
Yes, I
photo?
do.
All right, thank you.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
Officer Guy Carter, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I'm here today presenting case CE 22012775, located 407 3rd Ave Southeast, Ruskin, Florida, 33570. Property is zoned RDC 12, tenant occupied and not in foreclosure. This case was heard by the board on May 12, 2023. At that time, Mr. Peterson also appeared and represented as the property owner and advised the board that the pool would be filled in and no longer used as a pool. Mr. Peterson was ordered to repair or remove the pool enclosure, And the board gave a time limit of 14 days or a fine of $200 a day. Since then, Mr. Peterson has contested that, and that's why we're here today. My final inspection was conducted July 7th, 2023, where I took the photos that you see now. And as you can see, the screen enclosure, specifically the roof, is still in disrepair. I'd like to add also, Magistrate, that I have spoken with Mr. Peterson. He's informed me of his plans, and basically we've come to an agreement that the roof portion of the screen can either be repaired or removed due to the fact that that is no longer being used as a pool. So obviously he's going to speak his piece on it.
Okay, just for the record, this is a contest and there is a case summary. Do you have that case summary?
Yes, 12775.
Correct. Thank you.
And one other thing, Terry Converse, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. The reason that it's here, at least from what I gathered, is when the board or the magistrate ruled on this case initially in May, they ordered the property owner to repair or remove the structure around the pool once the pool was filled in, or to repair the screens. And removal of the screens with the structure still there would not be sufficient, from what we've discussed on this case. The screens would have to be replaced on it if it's going to remain there, because it is a screen. According to the magistrate or the board, whoever ruled on it, I don't remember. They said they had to be repaired, and that's why we're here. The pool's filled in, so the pool violation is gone. Technically, the pool barrier violation would be gone, but the board or the magistrate ordered the screens to be repaired, and that's, I think, the gist of everything, if I'm correct.
Yeah, pretty much. And now that the pool's been filled in, and it's like an atrium now. So we had a contractor come out and replace the bottom screens around the side, and in the back side, it's all open. It's not closed in, and that back portion of the pool area to the yard in the middle has no enclosure or screen enclosure. So by doing so, we would have to add more aluminum and do the whole enclosure and close it in. So it didn't make sense. So that's why I wanted to reach out to Guy to understand, where we can turn around and resolve the issue. If I have the screens and all I got to do is take out the screens that have fallen from the top, then we'd rather do that than replace it and invest all the money, or we have to take the whole enclosure down completely. So if you look at it, so on the back side where that storage area is in the back, that's all open. And then on the right-hand side, it's open. But the screens that hang down, if we just took those screens out, I don't have to replace them. And they could stay open because it's an atrium at that point, no longer a pool enclosure area, which would be the pool violation. So my understanding from Guy was we could take the screens out that had fallen a little bit because the neighbor doesn't want us to cut his tree, and it would cut it all the way back. It would be a detriment to the tree.
I guess I was the one that ruled on that case.
Yes, sir.
Back when. And the pool barrier, okay?
But it's no longer a pool.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
My question to Code is that, there's a lot of people that have patio areas and they've got a screened-in cage similar to this. As long as they got screens on it, it's okay.
Correct. And that's, we're, even in trying to understand what you're doing and what you're calling it, I mean, right at this moment, to me, you're calling it something and trying to create the environment to avoid replacing the screens.
It's not just about replacing the screen. That's why I asked Guy to come out and inspect the property with me, because if you look at the picture, this whole area back here.
Sir, you have to speak on the mic.
I just want to point this out.
Okay.
So this area is all open back here, overhang here, so that would end up being all open over the overhang.
You're going to have to say that all over here.
I understand what you're pointing to, so go ahead. If you repeat
Okay,
that.
so the backside is all open. There's this area that's open to the back that's always been like that. And then underneath the patio area with the overhang, that's all open. So if we remove the whole enclosure, I'm not going to remove the overhang, and then I'm not going to close in the patio because it's going to cost me more money to do that. So if I take this, if I just replace the top screens, I have to have a contractor come in here and replace the bottom front because it was exposed to the front of the street. So it was an eyesore. I think maybe it got complaints for that. So we fixed all that. But on the back side, yeah, you look at the pictures.
Does this help what you're trying to explain?
Yeah, so now you see where the concrete is along the pool? Well, there's a partial overhang on the left-hand side there. And so if I take down the whole enclosure, that whole patio is going to be wide open anyways. I'm not going to close it back in. I'm going to leave part of the side in the front. If there's another picture of the front. The very first picture I think you had. Yeah, that one there. So from the driveway straight on up, there's that portion of the patio, I would leave that in. So everything to the right side of the driveway, all that you were telling me, if I'm going to remove it. But I'm going to leave the screen open, but the rest of the patio down the side along the pool, I'm not going to close it back in. I'm going to leave it all open. It just doesn't make sense for me to spend all this money to turn around and pay to have that done.
Again, Terry Converse, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I guess my question to you, and maybe it'll help clarify things, but what are you contesting?
I'm just contesting about the amount of screen enclosure that would have to be fixed. Do I have to fix the whole thing, the backside, close everything in and do that? I fixed all the screens in the front and around the side. The top screens in the very top, if I cut the one screen out that's hanging, I just cut the screen out and leave it open.
Okay.
You know, and that's what I'm asking for, and then I don't have to do anything else and put any more money into it. It's a rental property. It's got 4 rental units in it, and the pool was a hazard, so we closed it in.
So I think what he's saying is this was your ruling to have him repair the screens, but that's not what we cited. And we cited a pool enclosure, which would protect the pool or people from getting into the pool. If we were to cite the screens, we would have to close this case and come back and cite the screens as a separate case. And and based on your ruling, and I'll let you do the math and figure out what that is, but it sounds to me like this part of it is in compliance. I don't know how far back that goes to the filling of the pool, I would guess. And then that'll affect the fines and whether, the closing of the case, et cetera. Am I correct? Does that sound right, Sonia?
If you find it in compliance prior to the fine starting, sure.
That's based on when the pool was filled and we complied that part of the case. It would go back most likely to that date if the magistrate is okay with that, since it was his ruling to replace.
What was the date the screens were replaced?
It was prior to his inspection, which was
May
before it
12th
came out.
was when the case was heard. May 12th was when the case was heard.
Yeah.
Well,
So the pool should have been, the fine would have started on May 27th. So the filling of the pool was prior to the 26th of May.
Apologize. The pool at the May 12th hearing, it was filled at that time, May 12th.
So basically, we shouldn't have even had this. Right. Right.
okay. I just want to
you
know
could
when you're going
dismiss
to
the
go in the pool.
So, nothing right now, but it'd be a nice planter.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and No problem. I got a lot of consulting here. We're awarded the contest, so you're fine.
Thank you. Anything else I need to do with the enclosures?
Talk to,
Well, the only thing that was left was the screens. So if we're saying that we know the pool enclosure is complied, the only thing else would be if he repairs or removes the screens, then we really have nothing left.
My recommendation is just go outside and talk to him about it, but
Okay.
you know, if the structure's there and it's screened, it's under ordinance that it has to have screens. So that would be the only thing I would suggest, but it needs to be screened, but we're not there yet. We haven't
Okay.
decided anything.
Okay, no
So
problem.
just go outside and discuss it if you want.
All right. Great. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Nice beard.
you want to go outside and talk to him?
He's got. What case do you have? Well, it's not next. It's not next. Okay, the next case is on page 18, item 40. Case number CE 21008014, Adrian Bishop. Location is 601 North Miller Road. This is another contest, and we have, do you have that case summary?
Yes.
And someone is present.
Hold on here. 8014.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Name and address, please,
Peter Bishop, 601 North Miller Road, Valrico,
and your relationship to this case.
on his father.
Do you recognize that photo as the property?
Yes.
Thank you. It's right here.
Yeah, I have that. Nothing behind.
You continued the contest. It was brought to you first, and then you
Oh,
continued it.
okay. Okay. Officer?
I'm Code Enforcement Officer Stephen Willis with Hillsborough County. My case number is CE 21008014. The owner is listed as Adrian Bishop, and the location is 601 North Miller Road. I complied this case yesterday, July 13th, 2023, as all the items were corrected.
And I'll speak to some of that as well. Mr. Magistrate, Terry Converse, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case has been going on for a while, and I think the contest was continued because there was some unclearness as to whether or not some of these items on the property belonged on the property. And myself and Supervisor Andahar went out there at one time and spoke, I think, with your son,
Adrian.
and pointed out the things that needed to be removed in order to be in compliance, because they have a permit on the property for an ag stand, and they are growing plants, and they are in the process of building an ag stand, and all that's permitted and everything's fine. The property, and as you know from state statute, there are certain guidelines as to the Right to Farm Act, et cetera, et cetera. So in speaking with Development Services and doing our own research on the property, there were some items that could not be on the property. Some of the things that they had on trailers and some of the things that they had stored on the property had a use for agriculture. And again, the ordinance and the statute both say that they have to have a bona fide agricultural purpose. But items such as tires and furniture and whatever else was on the property could not be there, and we instructed him what to do. Did a fantastic job cleaning it up, but it has taken a while for it to get cleaned. And we went out there, I believe Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday afternoon, and then said, look, well, they were almost done with everything on Tuesday. came back yesterday, and everything is now in compliance, and they can move forward with, their ag stands and focus on that and get everything ready. But it was not in compliance until yesterday. And that's the bottom line. I don't know if you have anything any different.
Okay, your turn.
As he said, he closed that. My concern is what the pending fines were, what this status of that is going to be. Back when, I believe it was June of last year, when you gave me 90 days to do things to bring you within compliance, I actively went to visit the people at down on Kennedy to get permits and exemptions and so forth, and it took weeks to do that, and was assured that, when I was finished, that I was in compliance. And then 9 months later, I get the letter saying, hey, you're not in compliance, and you've been getting fined, which was news to me at the time. And I'm saying, okay, we got to figure out what we're going to do here.
So as we speak right now, everything is in compliance, correct?
Yes, sir, everything is in compliance.
This all started a year ago, right? No. This says date of notice 5/18/23. When was the first notice?
Well, this is a 2021 case.
Okay, so you got to rule on the contest first, right? You got to rule on the contest first. You have to rule on the contest first.
Yeah. All right. You're going to be more cooperative with code enforcement, aren't you?
I have no problems with code enforcement. I try to cooperate all the time. I mean, even right from the very beginning, when somebody made a complaint, I went and saw a general contractor and got a contract going and got permits issued to provide work on the property that I was at that point told, okay, that brings me into compliance. I'm allowed to do these things now. And then again, sometime later, code enforcement comes and says, no, you're not. So then I went to the next step and the next step. And that's when I finally came in front of you last June, and you gave me 90 days in which I actively sought after what needed to be done in order to cover what it is you wanted me to do. And at the end of that, when I turned all that paperwork into the code enforcement officer, that was the last I ever heard of it until, like I said, 9 months later, we get a letter saying, no, you're not. And I'm going, okay. I says, you're telling us we've been getting fined $200 a day, but we acted in good faith and did what we thought we were supposed to do to adhere to your orders.
Well, I appreciate your honesty and sincerity and,
As you can see, what Steve has told you, when you guys came out and said, look, we want you to do this stuff, I dropped what I was doing and got it done. That's, I'm a responsible tenant and resident out there, and I do my best to try to keep my neighbors happy, which they are. They all come around and tell me, wow, you're making this place look great. The people who had the property before me left it a mess. And that's what started the whole thing. I was trying to clean it up, and somebody in the neighborhood made complaints because I was stacking tires up that had been left there, and oil drums that had been left there, and trash, and getting dumpsters in there. And, we're trying to make the place look a respectable piece of property.
okay, I'm going to go ahead and agree with the the contest, not a problem. And we'll also, part of that order, I want to go ahead and dismiss the fines.
So we're denying the contest?
Huh?
You're denying the contest and waiving the fines?
Yes, I'm denying the contest, and I'm going to waive the fines.
Thank you, sir.
So you don't have the
I want you to
fines
see this
pending.
too. I brought this. This is the farm stand that's going up there that's under construction.
It's beautiful.
That's part of the whole farm that we're building there.
What are you going to grow in there?
Well, essentially, this is open produce in here, and then farm products inside the closed-in area.
Good. Good for you.
Yep. Trying to do
Keep up
something
the
for the
good work.
neighborhood. And make the property worth something.
Huh?
And make the property worth something.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
Thank you, sir.
I'm giving you help now. We took the fines away.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
My son will be happy. He was having fits.
Put the good word out. I'm not bad.
Pardon?
Put the word out. I'm not a bad guy.
I know you're not. I remember when the last time I was here and you said, you're doing a good job, keep doing it.
Okay.
And that's what I've been trying to do.
I like to repeat myself. Thank you.
Thank you. I
Have a
appreciate
great
it so
day.
much. You have a blessed day.
Okay, the recording has requested that on the case previous to this, CE 220127775, that you clarify your motion, which was that you upheld the contest. If you would just state that on the record.
Yes,
State it on the record,
the contest.
that you upheld the contest in this case.
Okay. On case CE 220127775, I am upholding the contest.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Good.
Nobody else here?
That concludes the people in the,
There's a bunch of trainees back there, or
Yes. They were, they just,
they got tired of me, huh?
they went to get trained.
They're on irritation screen. He walked off.
Okay. Have it that way. All right. Let's see, where am I at here? Okay, seeing that there is no one present in the audience for the remaining cases on the agenda, I'll now review the case material previously provided by county staff, and if I find the property in violation of Hillsborough County Code and ordinance as listed in staff presentation, my ruling in each case will be based on the evidence presented, the gravity of the violation, the acts taken by the violator, and violator's history, and determining the amount of fines that will be assessed.
next case is on page 1, item 2, case number CE 22007845, Heads Up Restoration Incorporated. The location is 4830 Edmond Court. We have service. This was a continuance from a previous hearing. Do you have that write-up?
Yes, I do.
No one is present. Go ahead.
All right, I'm Code Enforcement Officer Stephen Willis, and I'm presenting this case on behalf of Officer Harwell. Case number CE 22007845. The owner is listed as Heads Up Restoration, Inc., and the location is 4830 Edmonton Court. It was cited for overgrowth. The grass and weeds exceeded 10 inches in height, and there is an accessory structure on the premises without a primary. And then there was also a citing for commercial vehicles, but that was complied July 7th, 2023.
So this has been nothing but a continuation of everything going on with the, no one in attendance at any of them, correct?
Correct, sir. According to my notes and in research of the property, we've never been able to make contact with the property owner.
Okay. What would you recommend this time? I'm going to deny the continuance.
I would deny the continuance and assess fines.
Well, right now, for the record, I am denying the continuance.
That's the first.
Huh? That's the first?
Yeah, because a continuance is usually not denied. It's already continued to today.
Oh, continuance. Continuance is denied.
Now you have to give them a time frame for money. You don't, you
Okay.
you
now-
continued it and you didn't give them days or
Okay.
fine.
Since this is going on and nobody wants to attend, we're going to give them 7 days and $200 a day.
All right, sir.
Good thing I got you next to me, son.
Yep, I'm going to keep you straight. Page 2, item 3, case number CE 22003640, KCR Low, location is 11117 Oak Drive. This is a continuance from a previous hearing. Do you have that case right up?
Good afternoon, Officer Robert Martin,
wait.
Code Enforcement.
Hold on.
Yes,
Yes.
just a second here.
Yep. Yes. You have to,
Okay.
yes?
Yes.
Okay. We have service and no one is present.
Correct. So this is an accessory dwelling that was placed on the property back in 2010 for a medical hardship. And when Casey came to the hearing in May, it was recommended to him that he apply for a rezoning. He has recently gone through the process to get the information from the zoning department, and he has submitted the application.
It's what?
The application has been submitted to the zoning department for the rezoning.
Okay.
So he's requesting that he get a 60-day extension due to the fact that the zoning takes about 60 to 90 days.
Okay.
But the application has been submitted. I saw the application myself.
Well, that's good. So let's go ahead and continue the case for 90 days. Huh?
He said 60, so that would be September 15th.
Well, it typically takes zoning about 60 to 90 days, depending.
November 9th, we'll continue the case November 9th. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Page 3, item 6, case number CE 23000861, Carlos A. Ovalle. The location is 2010 Branch Tree Lane. We have service and no one is present.
Good afternoon, Robert Martin, Code Enforcement. Yes, I took over this case. My last visit was 4 days ago. There's been 5 visits so far. There was 3 violations originally: overgrowth, fence, and screens. As you can see, the overgrowth has been taken care of. The fence and the screens are still down. I cannot make any contact with the property owner. And my last phone call was yesterday. I left a message asking him to return the call, and I still have not heard from him. This case has been going on since 1/23 of 2023.
123?
Yes, sir.
How much time would you recommend?
I've not been able to make any contact with him. I'd give him 2 more weeks and then start finding him.
All right, I grant 14 days, $200 a day. Okay?
Thank you.
Page 4, item 7, case number CE 23000545. This case complied as of July 5th. Item 8, case number CE 23000989, Ruth Ann Stevens. We have service and no one is present.
Need some more coffee.
Good evening. I'm Officer Ippolito Padilla, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This case was originated 1/26/2023. Last inspected it on 7/7/23. There's no foreclosure. It's zone PD. It's at the Bay Hills Mobile Home Park. This case was originally cited for accumulations, vagrants, fences, and exterior walls. I'm sorry, accumulations, fences, inoperable vehicles, and exterior walls. It also has a history going back since 2019 for the same such type vehicle, same type incidents. I last spoke to a subject, Billy Stevens, about this case, so somebody was aware that this case was coming to court. They're not here. The only violation that was complied was the vagrants, and the inoperable vehicles are not there anymore, but everything else exists as you see on the photos.
So the inoperable vehicle you say is in compliance as of your site visit on 7/7?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everything else is not in compliance.
Yes, sir.
I grant 14 days, $200 per day.
Thank you, sir.
Page 5, item 9, case number CE 230000816, JJJ Family LLP. Location is 2003 West Sam Allen Road. We have service and no one is present.
I'm Stephen Willis, Code Enforcement Officer for Hillsborough County, and I'm presenting this case for Officer Sweeney. Case number CE 230000816. The owner is listed as JJJ Family LLP, and the location is 2003 West Sam Allen Road. The zoning is A1. The things that were cited here were accumulations, a nuisance condition, exterior walls and windows. As you can see in some of the pictures, there's just miscellaneous junk and debris on the premises. This is also a case that was a fire hazard. So there's a nuisance condition of an open septic tank right there, as you can see. And then you'll also see exterior walls that have severe fire damage that are dilapidated. And then there's also several windows in the back of the home that are burnt out and broken. Officer Sweeney did put some boards up, as you can see, to secure the structure.
No contact with the owners at all.
There was contact at one time. Officer Sweeney was able to make contact. But other than that, we haven't heard back from the owner whatsoever.
Do you know when that contact was made?
I do not know off the top of my head, no, sir.
This is based on the nuisance condition. I mean, how many, is that in a neighborhood or?
As far as I know, it's out in the country of Plant City. I don't know the exact, I've never been to the site myself, unfortunately. I don't know if it's around people or not. I just know that the open septic tank does present a.
That could be a life safety type.
Yes, sir.
Okay, two-part motion. Items 12.3.A, let's go 7 days, $500. And regarding the other outstanding items, we'll do 30 days, $300.
300.
I'm sorry.
You said 300?
Yes.
The second part.
Next case.
Item 10, case number CE 230000641. This case complied on July 6th. Page 6, item 11, case number CE 2201182. No Jurado and Maria Elena J. Jurado. No. The location is 1307 4th Avenue Northeast. We have service and no one is present.
Yes, sir.
All right, good morning. Guy Carter, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. I'm here today presenting case CE 220118882, located 1307 4th Ave, Northeast Ruskin, Florida 33570. Property is zoned RSC6. It's owner occupied and not in foreclosure. The initial complaint of inoperable vehicles and accumulations was received and inspected by the previous officer on October 3rd, 2022. According to the notes, contact was made with the property owner, who informed the officer that he was working on gaining compliance. On 10/28, the officer responded for a second inspection and observed some improvement. The next inspection was conducted on February 14th, in which compliance still was not obtained. My initial inspection was conducted May 4th, 2023, where I observed an inoperable vehicle in the front yard and accumulations in the rear yard. My last inspection, conducted July 7th, 2023, I observed inoperable vehicles in the rear yard with accumulation still present.
I grant 14 days. $500.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Saul.
Item 13, case number CE 2300562, Eric Lee Spooner. Location is 602 Penn National Road. We have service and no one is present.
Good morning, or excuse me, good afternoon. Officer Dave Jones, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. This is for case CE 2300562, 602 Penn National Road, Settlement, Florida, 33584. Owner is Eric Lee Spooner, Zone PD. The property is not in foreclosure. First inspection was on January 17th, 2023. Current violation is improper use of zone. I've been in contact 2 different times with the owner. Final inspection was on June 27th, 2023. They are running an VRBO Airbnb for under 7 days.
And you've had contact with the owner?
Yes, there were several other websites that he was on. He fixed the other one. He did say that he was having a problem with this one. He might pull it, but as of the last time I talked to him and showed him this, it has not been pulled yet.
What do you recommend?
Short leash, heavy fine.
Say that again?
I said a short leash, heavy fine.
Short lease.
Probably about 2 weeks.
Like 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
That's short.
That's short.
That's not that short.
I mean, short enough to get it off the internet. I mean, not all things off the internet, but.
I don't like Airbnb. 7 days, $300 a day.
All right. You.
Page 7, item 15, case number CE 2300959. This case complied on July 7th. Item 16, case number CE 200-16792, Van Han Ho. The location is vacant residential lot, River Drive, Valrico. We have service and no one is present.
Good afternoon, Officer Kevin Parker, Code Enforcement. This case was a complaint. It started on November 6th of 2020. There's improper use of zone for the Conex boxes and other items in the rear of the property. You have accumulations in the front. And I made contact with the property owner twice by phone and email. He provided a certificate saying that he was running a nursery from the property, but he's not able to do that. The property is zoned AS1, and there's no permits or anything on file to approve him running a nursery. And there's no proof online or anything that he's running a nursery from the property. So the accumulations and the Conex boxes in the rear remain the same. In this case is almost 3 years old.
Almost 3 years old. You've had contact with the owner?
Yes, sir, by email and by phone.
And he said that he's in compliance.
No, he didn't say he's in compliance. He's saying he's able to do what he's doing at the property because he has a nursery certificate from the agricultural office,
Okay.
which does not allow him to still have these things without having permits for the Conex boxes, and the accumulations that are on the property are not allowed as well.
Based on longevity of this case, we're going to give him 7 days, $500 a day.
Works for me, sir. Thank you.
Page 8, item 17, case number CE 2201469. This case was pulled per staff. Page 11, item 23, case number CE 230000818, Thomas E. Swain. Location is 10406 Bill Spears Lane. We have service and no one is present.
Don't say good morning, it's good afternoon. I didn't recognize.
Oh, yes, sir, I know. All right, Jason Zalva, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. On January 30th, I arrived at 10406 Bill Spears Lane for a complaint of multiple violations to include improper illegal electrical hookup. This property is already in fine run status and there is no real progress. Upon arrival, I walked up, observed no meter on the power pole or the house, just breaker box. I observed there's an exterior light that was illuminated. Suspecting that it was being stolen electricity, I contacted TICO investigator Mike Schultz, who researched property, advised electricity was cut off in November of 2022, and advised me he'd head over there to investigate. I spoke with investigator and he went out and confirmed that the property owner illegally hooked up power to the pole, and investigator Schultz had the power cut off. At that point, issued a 15-day notice of violation sent to the property owner for no proper power. Hillsborough County requires 100 amp hookup to all residents. On 3/15, I arrived back there for reinspection. There's no sign of power, and I confirmed it that it had been taken off. On 5/12, again, I kept this case going to hearing. On May 15th, a neighbor called me and directly informed me that Thomas Swain was once again had power. I contacted TICO investigator Mike Schultz again. He went out there and learned they'd been stealing power directly from the top of the pole, at which point he sent a crew out there and actually cut it from the transformer so they can no longer steal from the pole.
So the gravity of the violation is because now they don't have electricity, correct?
Correct. So Hillsborough County requires to have 100 amp service. And they have not had power. Every time they would get power, it's because they were stealing it. And which is, of course, very dangerous. You can imagine pulling off a transformer like that. So we have fine runs on. This is just another violation on this property at this point.
What would you recommend?
That's up to you, sir. I'll let you know that this gentleman has never tried to come into compliance. All other violations from previous cases are there. He's just using it to allow his drug friends to come over, and it's a problem for the neighbors.
Gonna sweat that one out, huh?
It's gonna be hot summer.
7 days, $500 a day. I hate things like that. 7 days, $500.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you.
Item 24, case number CE 230010772, Joseph A. Cross and Patricia Pamucci. The location is 72726 Westbrook Avenue. We have service and no one is present.
Jason Zalva, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. On January 30th of this year, Code Enforcement responded to 726 Westbrook Avenue for a complaint and was able to observe commercial vehicles, large amount of tools, equipment, bicycles, and other items of value stored on the lawn. There was junk, trash, debris scattered throughout the property, as well as the fence in the backyard was damaged, fallen over, and you can see more junk in the backyard. The right side of the structure's exterior wall was damaged and covered with plywood and a tarp. Found damage to the roof as well. Was not able to make contact with the owner, left the door hanger, and issued a 15-day notice of violation. On January 31st, the owner contacted Officer Jones and advised that there was an insurance claim for the damage from the tree falling on the property and would get him the paperwork. On 3/15, officers arrived for a reinspection and observed that the violations remain and referred it to Code Board. As of 7/10, the remaining violations are outside open storage, accumulations, fence, exterior walls, roofs and parts thereof, and inoperable vehicle. There was different inoperable vehicles when we were originally there. Now this trailer is there and still no tags on it. The property has improved, but only by slightly. It looks like a constant yard sale.
Okay, you've had communications with the owner?
Officer Jones did previously, and I've only been out there once, and I have not had any contact with him. I have left a notice, and that's it.
Is that a kind of in a sticks or, I mean?
No, sir, it's actually in Brandon, and it's kind of interesting. There's, just on the street alone, there's probably 30 houses, and we have 2 houses that are about 5 houses apart, and both of them are just like this. And I already have another case on the other house, but you cannot miss them when you drive down the road. And when we show up to these, this is one of those ones you show up and all the neighbors come out and thank you for showing up as we try to do something with this.
All right, there's a couple items there, so we're gonna go 30 days, $400 a day.
All right,
That good?
it's fine, sir. Thank you.
I'm glad you're happy.
Page 13, item 28, case number CE 220152202. This case complied as of July 13th. Page 15, item 33, case number CE 22002693. Clendenning Enterprises LLC, location is 6807 Hartford Street. We have service and no one is present.
Amando,
Yes, sir.
guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
That's German for afternoon.
Good afternoon, Guten Tag. Armando, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. CE 2202693 was initiated on March of 2022. It is zoned ASC1. It is a vacant lot. It is not in foreclosure. And the violations cited are accessory use without a primary use and outside open storage.
We don't have outside open storage on the
We only
agenda.
have accessory.
I apologize. It's still on my list. It wasn't my initial case. Then let's scratch outside open storage, and because they do have accessory use without a primary use.
Any contact with the owner?
No, sir, I have not had any contact. And the information that from the history, I don't see that there was any contact with these owners. Again, it's been since March of 2022.
Well, I go 7 days, $200 a day.
You read my mind. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Page 16, item 36, case number CE 220152126. This case complied on July 6th. Page 17, item 37, case number CE 2300193. This case was pulled per staff. Item 38, case number CE 230000942. This case complied on July 6th. And that concludes the agenda.
Well, thank you all for coming, and we're done.
You know, Mrs. Sarkey, you went so slow today, the ice cream was melting.
You brought some complex cases here.
Yeah.
You know.